Okay. I think that's working. Welcome in, everybody. We're listening to guitars today. I think that's the plan, anyways. Bri, hello, hello. Member for 37 months. Oh, a dang. That's amazing. Well, Bri, hello, hello. Welcome in. F is for friends who do stuff together. Look at my hash brown. Yeah, it is the summer-ish times. It's starting to get warm. And for some reason, my brain always goes to like Death Cab for Cutie. So that's where we're at today. And I can't play that on the YouTube. So we're gonna find some like chill guitars.
Nice. And also BHB, you're wrong. F is for fire that burns down the whole town.
U is for uranium bombs. Sorry.
N is for no survivors.
No survivors. I love that meme. Evil cats. All right. Elvin Hair, member for 4 months. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Thank you guys for being the members. I appreciate that. I posted the Korok tokens to the YouTube, and I saw that I got 3 likes, and I was like, that is really low. And then I didn't realize that I intentionally posted it to just the members. But I forgot that I posted it to the members. So I think all of the members saw it, which is great. So I appreciate you all for being here very much. And I hope you enjoyed those Korok tokens. Those are still available to all the Discord and YouTube members, as well as the Patreon members.
They are awesome. I love them.
They're pretty adorable. I also put the Moogle token on there. So I like making those kind of things. Yeah. This is not chill guitar. This does not sound like chill guitar at all.
All the little guys are just fun shapes.
Yeah. That's really the important part, is that they're shaped fun. Gotta make them like, they gotta look like beans. If they don't look like beans, it's not. Alright, we're going folk music, I guess. We'll try that. It is Friday. We have a huge list from Wednesday. We still have 36 on the list, so we're going to try to bust through those today as fast as possible. I'm going to start with the rugby. I saw them and the Moogle ones. Really nice. Yeah. Glad you like them. Bionic, hello, hello. Ramen. Ramen sounds good. Ramen's good for lunch.
I like ramen.
I might do ramen this weekend. I'm on the fence between that or... I definitely want to make some spicy cucumber salad. That's really good. So we'll see how that goes. I went to the doctor yesterday, and he is happy with how my eyes are healing, which is great. My eye's not bleeding into my head anymore, so that's also good.
Yep.
And now it's just a matter of let's see what happens as my body heals, and hopefully we don't gotta go digging around in my eyeball anymore. But that will be 3 months. So I have 3 months of hopefully improving eyesight. But I think I'm out of the weeds for right now. And yeah, F is for fries. That you never need to eat before your friends eat them.
If your friends eat all of your fries before you have a chance to eat, they're not your friends.
You say eat your friends?
No, if your friends eat your food and don't give you the chance to eat your food, they're not your friends.
I've definitely been that meme where it's like, I'm gonna get fries, do you want fries? No, and then you just order fries for them anyways. They're gonna eat your fries. Like, it's... Just do it. Always order more fries than you need. I used to, when I would run to get food for people, because I had to do that a lot for my work, I would just get myself my own fries and eat them on the way to work. F is for freeloader. There's a lot of F words, which is great. Awesome sauce. Got my results back from maths. That is incredibly important. So you told us that you got him, but you didn't tell us how you did. So that's troubling. People do that as psychology and being a tad rude. I can see that. Lizard folk be like, you can eat your fries, you can eat your friends, or you can have a feast of both. I assume I was supposed to say you can eat your friends' fries, or you can eat both, but I think both apply. I think both are viable for lizard folks.
So it's supposed to be a lizard folk variation on the you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
Probably. Goblins just don't have that saying. They just pick whatever they want. You can pick your nose, you can pick your friend's nose. You can do whatever. There's no rules here. Everyone's responsible for their own life. If it's for wait till you have friends turn around and sucker punch them. Isn't that called a donkey punch if you punch somebody in the back? Maybe that's something different. 57 out of 57 one. Nice, good job. That is exciting. Congratulations. I once had a physics teacher pull me aside, and when he was handing out everyone's tests, he was like giving them out, and when he got to me, he like put out his hand to shake mine, and I was like, okay, and so I went and I shook his hand, and he like grabbed me and pulled me in close, and he went, "Are you a physics major?" And I said, "No," and he's like, "Okay, good," and then he let me go, and I got like a 25 on the test, and I was like, ouch. So that was, I think, the worst I've ever done on a test. No, I'm thinking of a different thing. I suggest not Googling that one. Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's what I thought. Urban Dictionary is sometimes my friend and sometimes not my friend. I think I originally Googled that because that's what we called it when Donkey Kong, like, pow, Donkey Punch. But Urban Dictionary has destroyed my brain. So, yeah, don't Google it.
I try really hard not to rely on Urban Dictionary too much.
There's this guy in the game I play, who has a Dritz cosplay, and I think it's really cool whenever I see him. Nice. Dritz is a cool character. Like, they did a good job making him look badass.
Yeah. I mean, like, he is a drow, so it's kind of hard not to make look badass.
Yeah.
He's drow with dual-wielding scimitars. In light armor, yeah. But, yeah, still, I agree. He looks pretty sweet.
I realize now that whenever I draw a Rugby, like, in relation to myself, I draw him mirrored. Like, Rugby is my mirror, I think. So if the Rook mask is my alter ego, Rugby is just, like, me in general. Got a 4 on a math test once. Ouch. Also, hi. Welcome in, Lizard. Kind of cocked up with my biology exam, I think, even though I haven't got my results. It happens. It happens.
Yeah. I failed a lot of things in school that I was really interested in. And that I'm now considered to be generally kind of good at. So the nice thing is that your grades don't necessarily mean anything for your future.
Yeah. Grades are a good indicator of how you're doing, but really just so you can help focus on what you need to focus on.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the end-all be-all. I barely passed my physics class in high school and was basically coming up with no previous maths for 7 years. Yeah, that's what happened to me. I didn't I did really well in math in high school, and then when I went to college, the first time I passed out of having to take math classes because ITT Tech was garbage. And so I didn't take math classes for 5 years, 6 years, and then when I went back to school, I was already qualified for like the high level math classes, and it just been too long, and I failed my math and my physics class, and then so I had to like really hunker down, and the next semester I passed both of them with A's, so it was just like, yeah, school's hard. I don't know how healthy that is, Oliver, but if it works for you, it works for you, and I can't judge that, so. Mental reminders are great. Don't let it become a... All work and no make play, Johnny, a dull boy. I can vouch for the fact that I use nothing of them beyond spreadsheet calculating. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for math. Sometimes that's all you need. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if people need a lot of math if they have better, like, Excel classes, right? It's one thing to understand the principles behind how math works, and it's another thing to know how to functionally use it. And I think we don't have enough functional usage
I would
classes.
Agree. Yeah.
But it's also been a long time since I've been in school, so maybe they do now. Okay, that is a very, like, stressed out rugby, so that's not great. I'm a little worried about myself now.
How are you all doing?
Mr. Jonas.
Jonas,
Doing
hey.
pretty well. How are you?
Doing great.
I'm okay. It's midsummer, so I'm just chilling home alone.
Melting? Or is it actually cool?
It's cool right now. It was
That's good.
Almost 30 for a few days.
Oof.
It's rained hard. Still a bit warm outside. But,
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good rugby. I think that's a good place to start. I think I'm gonna do the doodling now. He looks fine. John, how are you doing today? I need to do calculus. Turns out PhD programs need calculus and STEM. Yeah, but like low-level calculus is not terrible. It's just weird. I took calculus with forgetting everything about trig, and that was rough. But low-level calculus, you should be able to do without a calculator. So remember that. You can use them, but it's all theoretical.
I can barely do low-level algebra without a calculator.
I mean, hey, you know, we all have our limits, and that's okay. I can't spell without autocorrect. My brain just doesn't work that way. Okay, we have 36 today on the list.
Cool.
So the way this works, if you're new here, I'm going to roll the clicky-clack math dice, and whatever pops up, we're going to draw. If you still have a suggestion that you haven't added this week, because I have all of them from Monday until now, feel free to add it, and we'll add it to the list. My first one is a 21. And that is Kelbit, a green kobold rogue with one horn broken off, who wields a fang wire? Oh, it's like a kobold garrote. Where's animal furs? Okay. And they're buff.
sounds like a Pathfinder 2 weaker.
Probably.
Yep. I guarantee 5e does not have a an item called a tooth. What
Fang wire? Yeah.
Quite a little amount of second edition Pathfinder I've played. For some reason, I have a good amount of the kobold weaponry memorized.
That's funny.
That is
I don't really play too much.
they're so much fun.
Okay, the poll is up for what pen color I'm going to use on the next sketch. I'm going to start with a green today, just because. Glad your eye is improving. No further. Yeah, no more No more cosplay, hopefully. Hopefully no more eye patch. I have gotten in the bad habit of just closing that eye, though. Or since I've gotten better at looking through this eye, I keep closing the other one, and I'm just looking at all the garbage in my eye, which is probably not healthy. So I gotta get used to not doing that.
Despite the cutting eye damage, I can just say.
Yeah.
But my reason is because my right eye is not sight.
I got a nice little bloop right in the middle. And then some of this. And then a little down here. And then right here.
Me waiting
And
for
then
the game to catch up. So it's
over here. That's what my right eye looks like if I look through it. It's garbage. Doctor says it should get better. Hopefully. And if not, they'll poke about. So. All right. Kobold.
Druid, it's been a while.
I'm doing pretty good.
What kind of horns should we give this kobold? You gonna join us today, Jonas? You're just hanging out.
Could,
You're very welcome to. There's a link in the Patreon chat.
keep speaking over people. Just fucking do it. No. At least from my perspective, I keep speaking over you guys.
That's okay. There's some lag.
Yeah. With the delay, it doesn't sound too bad on my end.
Guess we're using a new thing.
Yeah, it's Aggie's dead, I guess, so it's Magma Studio, which is the same but registered.
Yeah, they finally got rid of their freeware. Which, I mean, this is still technically free, it's just different. Would you like to use our AI programs to enhance your art? No. Oh. Well then.
Not until there are ethical safeguards in place.
I'm not sure I'm doing this the right way. Drawing kobolds is difficult.
Yeah.
I'm not sure this is the vibe I want today. This is like sad cowboy music. Not alternative guitar music.
I like turn up the stream. I'm like, oh, yeah, it is. I'm watching an American movie.
Wow.
I chose a big old sprawling pose, and now I'm not sure where we're gonna fit Jonas in.
Oh, whatever.
I got room.
I'll just get smaller.
Once this goddamn site lets me make my account. It's loading so well.
Oh, is that what you have to actually make an account now?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm using my Discord. Maybe it didn't like. Okay, finally. Maybe it didn't like my profile.
That's big booty.
Yeah, that's just. My name is Joan Ass.
Joan Ass Hips.
Yeah. Just embracing my character. What's the difference?
I'm the demon of booty.
It's got slightly better brushes, but most of them are locked. That's the difference.
Feels weird. I'll see it. Let me actually close my Krita on the background. So what are the options? What can I do? What can I try to do?
Like, do you want to roll?
Am I allowed to?
If you want.
I have real life dice to the fireball.
You can do that. You need to roll a D35. So if you want to roll 2 D20s, and then if you roll a 36,
I have a 30 somewhere.
sure do that.
Give me
Roll a D30 and a D6, and then if you roll 36, you do number 1.
Well, this is D60. Where's my D30? I have a lot of cursed dice nowadays.
It's alright. This is kind of a cursed channel, so it's alright.
Oh, this is a D30. Suspiciously like a D20.
Yeah, it worked well for Marvel. Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yep. Once dice get big enough, it becomes harder and harder to tell.
Yeah.
Them
5E's. Yeah. I'm gonna catch up on chat real quick. If Fine Chaps heard of, I have not heard of that, Oliver. I don't know what that is. 5e armor and weapon tables are too simplified. 25% of the items are useless. I would say most of the items in D&D are useless, just because like the character abilities are kind of going to be better than items you can buy. So, you know. Been really enjoying your sci-fi art on Instagram. Yeah. Do you have a sci-fi series you're working on, or is that an independent pieces? I used to. I don't have anything working currently. To answer your question, a lot of my teeth cutting in like video game design was sci-fi. I built a whole bunch of like spaceships, and we built a game called Darwin's Demons, which was supposed to be Space Invaders, but had evolution components in it, which was really cool. And so yeah, so I did a lot of sci-fi and design through my years in college and stuff. So I love to do that. And yeah.
You did just finish a sci-fi video, like a new sci-fi video game project, right?
Yeah. So my friend Darth Botto is working on a game right now called Star Thieves, and I did a bunch of the concept art for him. That was what a lot of the art on Instagram was. They don't have any of their social media stuff up yet because they're still like pre-alpha, but hopefully I'll be able to share that with everybody soon, and that'll be really fun because the 3D models look really cool. I didn't make them, but I did the art for them, so I can Cowboy Lost Star.
What star do you shoot?
D6. This is too loud. Why is the music so loud today? 17. A Goliath spirit bard dressed like a Nordic seer.
Okay. I just imagine a ton of fur and essentially a really big druid.
Yeah, that's what I got too. Really big druid.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a beefy kobold, so maybe I won't do the chibi kobold, but I do like chibi kobold. Kobold horns I usually draw my spikes, but do whatever. That's fair. I like the big horns, but they're right. We could do like little cuticles or something. Partially because like the horn is broken. I kind of want to make it massive. I guess we could do like really cut off. That could be fun. Should I just go? I'm gonna go full Gariel on these guys. Why not? Let's do it. We haven't drawn a long snoot boy in a while.
It's been kind of it has been kind of a while since you've.
I just gotta get used to this different program of.
It's super weird. It's super weird. We're all cursed. Okay.
What's cursed?
Everything. You see, we're talking about cursed dice. I was talking about the cursed channel we're doing. Aggie's kind of weird.
Yeah. I will look good.
Huh. The Bectic Corbin sounds like a Lucerian hammer. That's the way I would look at that.
It's, from what I remember, it's just a massive two-handed war pick, essentially.
War pick? Okay.
A warhammer.
I mean,
You got one of those in Dark Souls? Probably.
sounds like a Lucerne hammer to me.
Killhand. Yeah, my kobold. I got jumped around that time. Yeah.
I think I once requested a kobold art as well a while ago. One of them. I think Druid drew it.
Nice.
I don't know if Druid remembers drawing a Mesoamerican style kobold.
I do.
And that was my request.
Cool.
Nice.
I did not realize.
I think I saw it once. once. I just like.
I definitely still have it saved.
We put all that stuff on the Discord, so if people want to go back and look at those, they should be available.
I remember it because I had a lot of fun with that drawing prompt.
That's like tattoos, have fun, glass sword.
Yeah, the glass sword was hard mostly because then, like now, I chose a pose that made it difficult to get everything onto the page, as I do often.
Let's see if I can get.
This program feels so weird.
I was able to recreate my Aggie brushes and stuff in it, but I only use the round brush, so I can see why that would be different.
Well,
How that could be different.
I used the airbrush. What can I say?
Well, that's not hard. You can.
I recreated it. It's just there's a feeling difference.
Yeah.
Or maybe
It does. It does feel. Yeah, especially if you're used to Krita, it's very different. I run into that issue all the time as well. If I draw too much in Aggie, then I can't draw in Krita. If I draw too much in Krita, I can't draw in. Sorry, Magma Studio.
I mean, I still go to Aggie.io and it takes me right to Magma Studio, so who knows?
Same creators.
The website still works. It's just redirects now. Okay, buff kobold. I can't remember what else he was supposed to have.
Neither can I.
Furs.
Just testing out to see. I think the biggest difference is just not used to the key bindings.
Yeah.
That drives me a little crazy.
Like pressing one button and something else happens. Like, help.
Would you like to type to the chat? No?
No.
Nope. Not what I want.
You think I like? You think I'm capable of speaking to people? You are sorely mistaken.
Well, clearly you can, because you're talking to us. You maybe just don't enjoy it.
It depends on the person, I guess. You guys are fun to talk to. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. From what I remember. But I'm such a rare creature these days. So.
It's gotta be rough. It's gotta be a rough time for you, especially if you ever got your sleep schedule in order.
Oh, yeah, that's well. It's surprisingly it got back in order because of the strong ass pain meds I was given.
Oof.
I had a wisdom tooth removed. So they're like,
Yeah.
hey, have this. I'm like,
Yep.
how many am I supposed to take? 3 to 4 a day. I'm like, these are like 800 milligrams each.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Made sense in the end.
I learned very early on that I can't take super high pain meds. They just mess with me really bad.
Yeah.
So.
Same. When I had my wisdom teeth out, I learned that codeine makes me extremely nauseous, like to the point where to the point where standing or walking makes me motion sick.
What? Yeah, I get really, really sleepy. What was this? This kobold was supposed to be something else. I can't remember now. Here we go. Buff broken horn wheels of Fangline. Oh, he's got the Garrote. That's right. That's what I was doing. Okay. I drew something else with a Garrote wire the other day. It turned out to be pretty funny. I can't remember what it was. Is it a fang wire because it's made with like just wire wrapped around fangs, or do they use their teeth?
Hold on.
I'm gonna make it fang handled. That's my my addition to this. Then I
The
guess.
first pictures I find is a kobold with a yo-yo.
Is it a yo-yo?
No, it's not. But it's just one of the first pictures I find. In like a superhero costume.
I want to change his head a little bit.
I'm gonna change my brush size. This is hurting my brain.
Can you not do brackets? I can use brackets.
It's brackets. Fuck, it's a bracket.
To the right of the P key. Unless your keyboard is weird.
Well, my keyboard is
It's one of these.
what?
Or one of these.
So 7 and 8 and 9.
Those are on your numbers?
Yes, you have to hold down shift or alt control to do those.
Oh, weird.
I think in play, you guys, I don't know what your keyboard is like, but I think where you have those, I have O and A and
Ah.
All right, because you have to deal with umlauts and
Is that Cyrillic? What do you refer to as those? Or just umlauts? Which one is which?
then if I switch to Estonian, we also have
Yeah.
own.
Un. I thought about this, about putting up a like how people used to make me drink water during Twitch, but like making me do language modules. I thought that would have been kind of interesting.
I remember speaking about that. I came by once and we were like, talked about the idea. I thought it was neat.
I almost made a really bad joke.
Right now, or like it,
I was trying to think about what a kobold would say if they had a garrote wire. And all I could come up with was, "You want some of the chokey chokey?" I was like, "That's not good."
sounds a bit inappropriate. Not gonna lie.
But that's what a kobold would say, right? Like, in a very aggressive, "I'm gonna kill you" way to say it.
They wouldn't realize it's like.
Brian, thank you for looking that up earlier, by the way. And it is a move in Smash Brothers, so we're good.
What?
Sorry, earlier conversation. I checked my Discord and saw that I got a message.
Genuine confusion filled my soul. I was like, huh?
It's all right. Yep, Oliver says they're going to Estonia in the summer. That's fun.
Already planning a visit.
Are you asking me or did you ask the chat?
I guess the chat, if they're listening.
Okay. Can people hear Jonas?
You don't know.
I hope they can.
if they can hear the Discord, they should be able to.
Okay, good.
Oh, it's me, Jonas. Let me just actually move the microphone progress so it's not like turned away from me.
Okay, good.
Don't mind me, I'm just struggling with the new program. What? Fuck, why is this so weird? I just want from old guy with a beard.
Is that? I thought you were doing a Warforged, but that is a Myconid. That is terrifying.
Yeah.
Looks like a Myconid with a lightsaber.
It reminds me of the. Never played the game Mass Effect from some of the bad guys, some of the creatures. I know why.
Are there spore things in Mass Effect?
I don't think so. It just kind of reminds me of one of the creatures, creature types.
I had a bunch of friends that were super into Mass Effect, and I just never played it. They talked about it all the time.
Actually, I have the game, so I just never played it.
My brother was really into it for a while.
Is it made by the same people that made the KOTOR games, or not?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember who made KOTOR now. That says Y-hander actually, but also known as a bass cannon. Why is it called? Maybe that was supposed to be a bass cannon, but a turtle spore druid. That sounds pretty awesome.
Why is it so hard to acclimate to a different program?
I don't know.
I mean, I still hate Blender.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know why, but I'm right there with you. I get it.
I don't know anymore.
Jonas, have you played Diablo 4 yet?
No.
What are your thoughts on Lilith?
On what?
The main bad villain is Lilith.
Oh.
She looks like you could have drawn her.
Yeah. She is a Jonas special.
Huh. I guess I can understand what you mean. I like the hordes.
Yeah, they're really good. Bass as in music, not fish. Okay. Dark Souls reference. Got it. Okay. A fish cannon would be awesome. I have a friend that built a fish cannon.
Real life?
Yeah. So I worked on part of the project dealing with the tracking of salmon migration. I had to visualize the otolith data, which I'm not going to go into that. Anyways, part of that project, the other side of it, was how do you get salmon up a dam? And so I have a friend, actually I have a few friends that are working in this conjunction for it, building a giant water cannon that shoots fish up dams. It's like a water slide but in reverse. Yep. So just shoot, boom. Yeah, thank you, John Miller. I appreciate that. Oh, Puppeteer got a membership. Oh, Puppeteer, let me know if you would like all the sweet tokens and stuff. I can definitely hook you up with that. Yeah, I didn't realize you could gift memberships. That's pretty awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now the next question is, I was asking if people wanted to sponsor the live stream. So I stopped putting the ads on it, which, to be fair, I wasn't making a lot of money off the ads, but I figure it's less annoying if people don't have to watch all the non-skippable ads. So do we want to put up like because I don't have one of these I have one for Twitch, but not for this, but like a banner where we put down the people that are sponsoring the channel. I don't know if people want their names written on the YouTube channel. That's really the question. I always feel weird about that. Like, I want to say thank you to the Patreon members, but I don't want to just like put them on blast on all my YouTube videos. But maybe people like that because lots of people do it. Excuse me, I got the hiccups now. That's not good.
What's the joke? Try to remind yourself you're not a fish.
Try to
remind yourself you're not a fish, and the hiccups will stop. I don't know. That's the joke. So why did you ask about Diablo?
Oh, because I very much I've tried to draw Lilith a few times, and every time I do, I'd be like, man, Jonas would know how to draw this so much better. I just wanted to know if you looked at it and or done any fan art or had thoughts on it, because it's a design I thought you would appreciate.
Well, I think the design's cool.
More of a discussion topic than anything else.
That is true. Fair. I'm not good at discussions.
That's fine.
I need to think for like a little while. I'm like, yes, finally. However, it's been like 6 months since we discussed. God damn it.
Take some time. We'll have a discussion about Lilith someday. That's fine.
Oh,
I'm ready for a drawing prompt. What does a 17 get me?
A half-elf artificer trying to make herself into Spider-Man with tech armor and magic. I think I drew that last week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I drew that last week. I mean, if you want to draw it again, you can. That's fine. Per the rules, that is legitimate.
Yep.
Just drawing this old guy here.
I don't think it was a half-elf, though. Maybe it was.
I think it was like, it sounds very familiar.
There's so many Spider-Man sonas going on that...
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of the movies. So.
I haven't either. Burning really liked it, so I'll probably go check it out. But knowing me, I'll just wait until it's on video.
I don't really have money to go to the movies. I
Yeah.
do, but I'd rather just buy movies.
I would rather buy a video game than go to the movies.
Same.
And around here, it's about the same price. So,
How much is a ticket?
$17, 12 to 17 bucks, something like that.
Okay, I understand.
And then like $24 for popcorn. So.
Best popcorn for the movies.
I love popcorn. I make my own popcorn all the time.
Yeah, last time popcorn like 2 years ago. Yeah, it's like 12 euros here. I mind the way it's just drawing some random old guy.
You're not in the way. I like him.
Tickets are 30% off.
He feels a lot like a dwarven sculpture to me.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be a collab. I'll add like tattoos to him later, I guess. We'll just make him like extraordinarily buff. Just add some like a fur collar and he's just nothing else but buff. Sounds funny. Why is that like the in-between of my drawings? It's either like the thickest like creature ever or just some really buff old dudes. Remember Father Fortiel?
Yes,
Yep.
I do.
I still have them in a bunch of my campaigns. It's great.
Probably your drawings probably break it down like that because those are all things that are really fun to draw.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think I'm about done with this kobold. Says that reminds me, it'd be cool to see it in your interpretation of my turtle spore druid. Is that on the list? Is it on the list yet? Because if not, I will put it on the list. I do kind of like the idea that if you do like a super chat or a subscription thing, we jump the line a little bit. So I could do a quick turtle sketch if it's not on the list already. I think that's fair. Palette elves are cool. I like the palette elves too. There's a lot of really cool looking. I like the way elves look. I'm just gonna put it that way. There's a bunch of different ways to draw them, and I love elves.
Yes, elves. There's a voice chat function in this?
I think so. Wait, there's voice chat in here? Oh yeah, I can start a call. That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, huh?
Let's not do that.
Almost clicked it on accident. So I was like, what is it? Something like this.
I want to draw a turtle now, so I'm gonna do that real quick.
Maybe I should go for a color as well. Everyone seems to have color. Like,
I let the chat decide on my color,
well,
but you don't have to do that.
that's fair.
Druid, I'm gonna steal some of your thought process here.
Some of my creepy mushrooms growing out of the neck.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea.
Go for it. I didn't come up with it. I stole that from the creamy bits on the back of the Gibdo from
Yeah. That's what I was asking. Like, it's a really weird phallic design.
Yeah, it is.
Like
and
fish gills or
they've got gross like vagina mouths with teeth as well.
Yeah.
It's just
wholly unsettling.
yeah. Which
And I think it's great.
yeah. I kind of agree. There's also something a little bit about them that's just a little bit more cartoony than I want to see for something that's that creepy.
Yeah.
But that's kind of just me personally. Anyway, yeah. So
What
Tears of the Kingdom.
Ah,
Zelda
Legend of
game.
Zelda.
I was like super confused.
Yeah.
Voice chat is a whole new set of potential problems. Yeah. That's one of the reasons I had to lock the Aggie. Just as like getting permission and stuff from people that jump in. It's like, this is too complicated. Too complicated. So now it's locked behind the Patreon group, because then if people are Patreon members, I at least know that they have that. It's a barrier to entry for. Hopefully, people don't want to get kicked off if they're Patreon members. So, but you still have to be 18, and you have to be willing to let me post all this stuff on the internet, because otherwise, what are you doing here? Chivas Jonas.
What?
I don't know. I just picked you randomly out of the crowd.
That's fair.
It's because you responded.
Yep.
Why am I here?
Are any of my messages getting through? Yes, they are. Oliver, they are getting through. And no, your Palette Elf girl has not been picked yet. We were talking about Palette Elves. So. Because you asked if they were on the list. Yes, it is on the list. It hasn't been picked yet. So. All right. We're having a conversation. Couldn't really respond fast enough. The turtles are really cool. I like drawing turtles.
Turtle has it made to the waters. I don't know.
Somewhere on the internet, there's a weird old painting I did of a really realistic Leonardo. Somewhere.
So we have to look.
I mean, if you ever run across it, it's me. It's probably on my ArtStation, but I haven't posted anything on ArtStation in a long time because I don't fuck ArtStation, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Grumble brushes.
Grumble.
I grumble about the brushes. God. I don't know, because my friends have been asking if I'm ever gonna stream again. I'm like, I don't know if I wanna.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like, It's a different mode of being you have to be if you're streaming art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been contemplating. I've kind of stopped streaming on Twitch, just out of habit. And the last 2 times I've done it, they've flagged my videos for copyright music, and it's like, so grumble. So it's like, I'm paying for a license. This is exactly why I'm paying for a license. Not cool. So I don't know. I was thinking about doing a Picardo stream so I can draw sexy elf girls, but I feel like I would do that later at night, and I don't want to give up my evenings, so
Yeah.
I haven't done that either. Unless people want early morning sexy art.
If you guys want Rook After Dark, you gotta pay more.
Rook in the morning.
Well, it's evening for me.
That's true.
Rook in the morning for the US people and whoever else is in the same time zone. Sorry for
How much AC? Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, go on.
With how much AC is emphasized on character build, do you think turtles would be more popular? Yeah, I've seen a few people. I had somebody actually message me one time, and they're like, "Hey, so I have a way to make turtles have like 30 AC level 1. Do you want to do the art for that video for me?" And I was like, "No, that's not the kind of D&D that I approve of." Maybe I should have.
Pretty doable.
Yeah.
I know how to do it already. It's just, you have to be a wizard. Blade singer specifically. And that's about it.
I really like that turtles kind of have the 2 modes. I think that's a unique way to look. Having unique actions based on your race is really cool. It's like, ooh, I have a shell up. And now I'm invincible.
Gets crit.
Did they change it? Is it just crit now?
What? No, I was like, you shell up, and you did
Oh.
immediately probably to get crit by the DM.
Yeah.
Oh god.
We were playing Pathfinder on Wednesday? What day is it? Friday. Yeah, it was on Wednesday, I think. And oh man, second edition's crit system, I love it so much. It's all over the place, and it's amazing.
10 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 plus.
I agree. Last night I was playing 5e and also was like I was getting some really good rolls and was like bemoaning. I was like, oh, if this was second edition Pathfinder, that would have crit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second edition Pathfinder AC isn't about avoiding hits, it's about avoiding being crit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which in first edition, they had a whole system for that. Like ways to increase your crit range or lower your crit range.
Mhm.
Like helmets, if you had helmets, it lowered your crit confirmation. Which I'm like, that's so useless because you still hardly ever get crits. But I think the new system is much better, and it lets the game be a little more like you feel powerful when you're powerful, and you feel weak when you're weak, comparatively to other people. You get crit where you have a bunch of saving throws where you get really, really high AC.
At least in 5e. And I'd say if you're ever playing a high AC character in D&D, people in the chat as well, don't try to go as high. Try to find a sweet range, because if you go too high, the DM will sometimes unintentionally choose creatures that have insane pluses to hit. And the moment that creature targets anyone else in the party, they are fucked.
Yep. We had that problem with my friend Shu. He would his character was just so tough and so tanky that the only way I could hit him was either throw things like 5 levels above the party at them, or just everything had touch, which negated his armor completely. And so it was like either A, I just negate you, which isn't fun, or B, everyone else in the party will die. and it worked out. I found a really nice sweet spot of, instead of throwing harder things, more things, so that he had to, like, I'm tough, I have to mitigate these guys because they can't hurt me. And that became his job, and he really liked that. I think he had a fun time with that. So
yeah. So I've noticed a lot of games, at least, that if you go too high AC, some teams will unintentionally just like, it won't be any challenge for this guy. The moment that guy goes down, everyone.
All right, there. This is I think this is as far as I'm going to get with this. I'm going to give a little bit of like a kelp beard, but it's a cool little concept for a spore turtle.
Well, to be fair, I guess my favorite group is a lot more power gamey than others.
Yeah, one of my new players is it's a friend of a friend who wanted to play D&D. He turns out to be a real power gamer. And he's like, I have to switch up my character a little bit. I'm like, that's fine. He's like, I'm going to take Green Flame Blade. I'm like, of course you are. That's fine. Let me know when you want Silvery Barbs, and we'll talk about it. But I keep getting salty about it. And I'm like, you know what? There's no... He can do that. I don't care. Like, I'm confident enough to let it happen. But he's like fine-tooth combing 5e for all the most powerful shit. And I was just like, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I'm also a power gamer. I don't know if I seem like it, but...
I mean,
You're
the one game that I GM'd for you in first edition, you didn't feel like a power gamer to me.
I can assure you I am.
I mean, Jonas was a kobold with pack tactics and a two-handed sword. That was pretty great.
Yeah, but he also like specifically spent all of his skill point upgrades on learning as many languages as he could. So
That's pretty good. I like that.
I thought I was like, oh, this is cool. What the fuck?
All right, I rolled a 19.
I don't know. I guess at some point, I kind of power gaming my own way, I guess.
yeah, I thought it was hilarious and I loved it, but like not necessarily the most power gamey thing you could have done in my opinion.
We're going purple. As a DM, I had people go super high AC before, but in 5e at least, you have to do it is use more monsters that force saving throws, since it's not as unbalanced as using monsters that have high hit bonuses. Yeah, that's kind of what I did too for Pathfinder. It works out pretty well.
Yeah.
What about AoE attacks? Yeah. I mean, the problem with AoE attacks work really well. But if you're trying to balance something out, like you're trying to balance the game, and someone's just like really hard to hit, so you just constantly throw AoEs at the party, that hurts everybody in the party, right? Like you need to balance it all out.
What's the point of having AC at that point?
Exactly. That's like I was saying, it negates their armor. So if you're just always negating their armor, that's not fun. It's just like, oh, my character can hit really, really hard. Like I'm really good with a two-handed sword. That's where I've spec'd. Cool. All of my monsters are immune to physical damage. It's like you're not making it challenging for them. You're just negating them, and that's not fun. So everything needs to just feel right. And so yeah, AoEs is a good thing to throw in, but you can't rely on that to do damage to one player and make everyone suffer because of it.
Yeah.
So
I like to
power gamers can be used. Oh, sorry.
I like to think of it this way: if the party is comprised in such a way that you as a GM feel like you only have one solution, like there's only one thing you can do in order to challenge them at all, then basically group dynamic has failed.
Yeah.
So if you can't mix it up, if you can't keep it interesting because the composition doesn't allow for it, because the power gaming doesn't allow for it, then it's going to get boring real fast.
I'm drawing a Luxodon ice cream maker. I'm not sure why they're an ice cream maker, not like a barbarian. I think they're an artificer is what it said, but like, here we go. We doing it. I do like the mammoth Luxodons. I think those look really cool.
As long as their heads are big enough.
Yeah. As in regards to AoEs, I was talking about how crits work not necessarily negating players. Oh, what were you talking about? I think crits represent hitting an unprotected area. How do the crits all over everyone at once? Got it. Yeah, so AoEs don't crit because they have saving throws. So the way it works is anything that you roll that can, when you roll an attack that can roll a 20 or whatever, that crits. With the AoE moves, they're making a saving throw. And so in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, you can critical on that, but it's a critical failure or a critical success for each individual person. So it's different because it's on rolling the dice. So crits only happen on people rolling the dice, and usually that states what it is. So you don't if you critically succeed on a saving throw, you just take no damage is usually how it works. If you critically fail, you usually just take more of the status effect. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's double damage for it.
Yeah, this is Pathfinder 2, yeah, we're talking about.
Yeah.
Crits on AoEs, I have seen people sometimes mistakenly do that. That's how you kill a party.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, you just need to look at basically each spell will have the effect that happens if someone fails the save. And sometimes that's just like, a basic spell save, and then that basically tells you what that does. So
yeah, we had a interesting problem with that a couple weeks ago in our second edition Pathfinder game. I guess not with the crits specifically, but with AoE damage being maybe a little bit too big, because we were playing with there was a hazard active, and it was basically a lightning storm, and our GM had them had the lightning storm striking every round because we had like modified an existing hazard effect, and basically we were doing too much damage, and it was like it wasn't a problem for anybody who had a decent reflex save, but our cleric was having a really hard time and basically could count on getting struck every single round.
Yeah.
So we managed to like mitigate that, and we got through the fight without anybody dying, but like it was kind of iffy, and it was kind of frustrating for the person at the bottom, for the person who didn't have the potential to reflex save. It's like that's basically the problem, is that you run into with hyper. All
right, I need to look up a mammoth.
With building a trap that's going to target one person specifically.
Okay, I know what I did wrong now. Really negate focus of build if you do make the juice worth more than the squeeze. Really negates the focus of the build. Yes, reference. I don't know what that means. Either the party will usually fall for illusions or slow crawl, having to constantly touch every object they see. Oh, illusions are great, yeah. Only get to save when they physically interact with them. Interesting. I generally will say if someone interacts physically with an illusion, then it just vanishes. Which can make people just like, I start touching the walls, which is like, that's fine. Like if they want to spend time doing that, you just need to equate the time. Scrying works both ways. The big bad evil guy can see what you do best and anticipating how not to let it work. I missed what we were talking about with scrying.
I don't know. I haven't checked the chat in a while. I'm just telling you, tell me everything, so I respond.
Sure, that's fine. The other thing with, with scrying specifically is like, essentially, I'm fine with the DM just hand-waving scrying, but I will always give people like perception checks and stuff for it. Like roll an arcana check for me. I think that's fun. You're being watched. But one thing I've noticed in D&D is that DMing has moved away from tricks and traps, as if combat is the only tool in their toolbox. That is something I think that has happened intentionally. Like I bought a book. I have a really good book that's designed just for traps. So like they're still out there. It's still a thing. But with the way that 5e works for like trap sense and trap finding, 2e is really complicated with it. It very much. I think there was a time when some of the dungeons were designed specifically to punish people. And because of that type of play is not as fun. So, especially when you have one rogue that's just constantly like, I check for traps, I check for traps, I check for traps, I check for traps. Like, yeah.
I've been that rogue.
Yep. 5e is essentially, it's a little more flexible to either have a very arcadey game or be very RP driven. And so the people that want the RP driven stuff don't take the finesse required to do like a big trap dungeon. So I think 5e is just simplified differently than the old ones were.
I agree. I also think that 5e doesn't have as many like item and trap options, and so that's kind of a little bit stifling. I think that second edition Pathfinder has the it's got the structure, the opportunity, and the traps to, I think, turn that around. So if you want to play a game that has more of that sort of play in it, play second edition Pathfinder.
Yeah, I mean 3.5 as well. You can even go back to 3.5 to do it. But 5e just didn't build a good system for like, here's how traps work. I really like the haunts. I think the haunts are a cool addition they just added to Pathfinder. Actually, they added it a long time ago. It's in Pathfinder First Edition too. But I would highly suggest looking up haunts. Haunts are really fun. because they're essentially giant trap dungeons, where it's just like the Rise of the Runelords did a really cool job because they're like, okay, pick the person with the highest charisma in the group. They're going to be affected by traps in these 5 rooms, and then pick the character that has the most strength in the group, and then they're going to be affected in these 3 rooms. And so people can walk into rooms and nothing will happen because the haunt is only affecting certain people in specific locations. That was really cool. It's complicated, but it's really, really fun. I had to suggest checking that out.
Yeah. My my favorite hazard right now, in 2nd edition Pathfinder, is called a Banshee Symphony.
Oh no.
It's great. It's gorgeous. Basically what it is, it's a trap built into a corpse. So there's a spell called Banshee Song or something, or Banshee Cry, that deals basically necrotic damage, and the Banshee Symphony trap is the corpse is enchanted with that, and when it goes off, people in the party make a save, or it causes them to anybody who fails, basically they take damage and also perpetuate the Banshee Symphony. So you get a choir of people being forced to recast the spell over and over again until either everybody in the party's dead or everybody succeeds on their saving throw.
That's funny.
It's kind of awesome. And also kind of scary. It's a really high level one and kind of really cool.
I think another good example, I just ran through, I'm rebuilding the campaign I tried to run with Jonas on YouTube a while back, which is the Crypt of Sarenrae. And one of the puzzles in there is a bunch of flaming skulls. And I had anticipated to be a trap. So if you don't do X thing and then progress down the hallway, the proximity. So one will pop up, and then as you continue down the hallway, another one will pop up. So a completely legitimate answer to this is to stand back really far, send somebody in, and then everybody ranges it, right? You just take it methodically one by one. There's a way to disable it. And my team, they saw one of them and they just bum rushed it because they're like, combat. And I'm just like, okay. And they set off all the traps at once. So I think there is that kind of mentality of if I see something to fight, it's combat time. And they get kind of locked into that, initiative started. It just balls to the wallet. It's you can still do traps and weird things in initiative. So maybe it is kind of just a thought process with 5e that maybe needs to get trained out. I tried to with the blue team do lots of traps and puzzles and little puzzle rooms, and I think some of them worked. But I've run those campaigns 3 or 4 times with different groups, and everybody does it different. So I think it really just depends on your party. It depends on what they want.
That's probably true.
Got transformed into a fish man and picked a fight with a chef. Total crazy times. Oh boy. The gender swap archway. There was a ring of sex change in the original Baldur's Gate game that I thought was really funny. Because initially you're like, oh no, I got cursed and I'm a lady, whatever. That's fine. And then 10 minutes later you realize, I can't take this ring off. I'm missing a ring slot now. That sucks. That's really bad. So I think that's really funny. Make an extremely tanky character, have no intelligence, and then put a puzzle escape room. That could be really fun. I'm just going to ram the wall a couple times. Forgot that I had an AoE attacks, shatter, and I did a combat in one action. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer on the DM's part. But if your entire encounter can be shut down by one AoE, something has gone wrong. Something has gone wrong.
That reminds me, one of my players is going for a really tanky character, dumps intelligence, and this is a spell jammer game. Most of their enemies currently are mind flayers.
Oh no.
So I feel awful 90% of the time of them just being stunned so often, and I'm like, man, what do I do?
You've been stunned. Well, eat his brain. That's what I would do. Just have one of the mind flayers eat his brain.
But if
roll a new
he's not
character.
Intelligent enough, then why would a mind flayer want to eat him?
If he's not intelligent enough, why is he in space? That's all I'm gonna say.
That's a good asked question. I'm wondering that.
It's fine to have a pirate that can't read, but if you have a pirate that can't tie knots, there's something wrong with that. there is a minimum level of competency required.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's right. In D&D, it's intelligence sleight of hand check. Easy is decided on the roll.
There's actually a girdle, not a ring. So you just lost your belt slot. Okay. I thought it was a ring.
That's even worse. More giants of belt, strength of giants.
The girdle of femininity, masculinity can only be reversed with a wish 50% of the time. Interesting. Yeah. I really thought it was something different. It's been a long time since I played that game, though.
Also, I think my presence actively lessens people's memories. I'm like an SCP, you know?
The brain eater.
Literally.
Memory corruption.
Suddenly you check your folders for like your artwork, all of it's corrupted. Shoulders gathered.
I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I have a lot of backup of like my videos and stuff. But like, even if that gets corrupted, it's like actually a lot of my shit is just online. It's kind of cool.
And that is the benefit of the cloud.
Yep.
Cloud, air quotes, right?
Yep. Yeah. Last campaign near TPK was Gloomstalker scouting ahead. Found monsters we couldn't fight. Party barged in, got wiped out. I stealthed away. Combat self can be a trap. Yep. Yep, I agree. I like that. I had a rogue person in the party decide like towards the end of the campaign to just like he saw an opportunity to just ditch the party, so he set off a trap and walked out just like later suckers, and it was super mean, but it was just the funniest thing, and it was hilarious, and it killed everybody except him. It was just like, well, I mean, that's one way to end it. Like, nice job. But everyone was cool with it. It was really funny. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with that kind of stuff.
You have to know your party. You have to know that if people are going to be okay with that before you do that. Otherwise, you're just an asshole who deserves to be put on blast on r/D&D horror stories.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I'm like.
I assume it would be pretty scary. I don't think they're pulling the brain out through your nose. I think they punch a hole in your skull. So I don't know how much you would be aware of it.
Mind flayers eating brain.
You probably got about.
Yeah.
You probably got about 6 seconds of searing pain, and then blessed oblivion.
I mean, you could always Hannibal Lecter it, you know. Just nom 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 nom. Ice cream scoop.
What?
Ice cream scoop.
Ice cream scoop.
It's an ice cream scoop, looks it on.
Oh.
He's got such a long face. I kind of dig it. Burp. It's like Snuffleupagus, but D&D. That was far more violent. Yeah, no, it's super not violent. Like, it's super violent. Sucking on somebody's brain, pretty gross. They have lamprey style mouths. They bore a hole in the skull and hold it steady with the tentacles. Yeah, it would be kind of interesting to have a character that has like that scar, just like somehow survived getting their brains eaten by a mind flayer.
Ironically, they saw an NPC whose brain was eaten, but what's interesting about them is they have like troll-like regeneration, so they can't die if they don't take like fire or acid damage, which they hadn't. So I was like, do they just regenerate their brain?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they probably do. It's just I just ruled it. It's gonna take like a minute to come back normal.
Yeah, I would say so. I would probably argue that they'd lose. I would actually do level damage in that situation. Because sure, you can regenerate your brain, but like, it probably don't work the same way. It could be a whole new. Just roll a new person. Keep your stats. Roll a new character.
Yeah, keep your physical stats. You can re-roll mental stats.
Yep. Level damage was the worst.
I haven't experienced.
Yeah.
It, so.
Whites, man.
It yeah, I'm kind of
level drain.
glad that that's not in second edition Pathfinder. I guess you could get rid of it with restoration magic, right?
Yeah, but most of the time, if you're throwing out if you're throwing a CR1 creature at the party, so they're like level 1, and then they take 1 level of level damage, they just die. And so it's just like, well, that sucked. Like, game over. They're really. That used to be an old horror story of whites killing parties. Is it whites or is it wraiths? One of the two. But pretty close. Could lose memory, maybe if regen brain. Yeah, that's what I would do. That's like it's the Wolverine thing, right? Like, that's why his memory is so shitty, because people blow him up and then his brain regenerates and he's like, man,
I can't remember the thing.
Might do that instead. They're a weird character. They're like a part of a what are they called? Biomancy faction.
Biomancy.
They modify themselves and such. They're like.
Oh, okay. Like the flesh warpers, or
yeah, they mutate, flesh warp, create things.
Gotcha.
So they're like a weird combination of like Medusa troll creatures.
That's cool.
So funny enough, all the like snake hair, all of those have like intelligence and brains. Imagine it'll be very weird for that NPC being guided around by those that remember everything, but she doesn't.
Your patron is your hair. I like that a lot. All right, I think I'm done with this. This mammoth. Gives good hugs. I feel like mammoths would probably be all right at that without like crushing you.
Probably. Trunks are pretty sensitive, like
pretty dexterous,
super strong, sure, yeah, but like they're aware of how much pressure they put on you.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Rolling again. 10. Albino Hobgoblin Clockwork Sorcerer. Take inspiration from Bowden dress? Bedouin dress. Bedouin? Okay. Magic comes from higher dimensional cube.
The cube.
Yeah. What does Bedouin dress mean?
No idea.
I'll get you an image.
All right.
It says today.
Albino Hobgoblin Clockwork Sorcerer. The cube.
It's like the worm.
Hmm.
The worm. It loves us.
I'm not a big fan of the 3.x design philosophy, unfortunately. Too much bloat added to the game for me to bother reading it all. All groups I've tried really into power gaming too. Yeah, like with 3.5, there's so much. There's just too much, which I think is why, like, oh, okay, I gotcha. Better interesting. Which is why I don't tend to play 3.5. I think Pathfinder was a good restart. Like, they took a lot of the good stuff and they slowly added in some of the other stuff. So it got a little big. Second edition is a pretty good balance right now. It still feels like there's not enough. So I do like going backwards to like first edition sometimes. But yeah, I liked the template because it really let you get creative with stuff. But I agree with you that it essentially had the problem with bloat. Just way too much, too many options for people to abuse, or the possibility for people to abuse it.
So Bedouin is like old native, like Arabian dress.
I knew I'd heard the word, and I could not place what it actually was.
I've decided that this artificer spider lady is she's got an iron spider suit, and I'm basing her color scheme off of dream spiders.
Okay.
From Pathfinder, which, for people who don't know, they're spiders whose venom is hallucinogenic and is used to make drugs.
That happened in the Jessica Jones comic. People were essentially shooting themselves up with mutant bone marrow? No, what's the one in your spine?
Spinal fluid?
Yeah, spinal fluid. I don't know why I couldn't find that. And Spider Girl was basically getting used as a drug. It was really bad. That was one of the cases Jessica Jones was investigating. Because when you ingested spinal fluid of superheroes, it gave you weird superpowers.
Interesting.
Yeah. Jessica Jones comics are pretty good.
She's a PI, isn't she?
Yeah.
I just know that the TV series they did was very dark.
It was, yeah. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. It had David Tennant in it. He did a great job being a very, very weird villain. Like, I like how they portrayed him.
Super sociopath.
Yeah. I think one of the reasons I really appreciate that is because it was one of those situations where he kept trying to convince everybody that, like, I'm just misunderstood, I'm really a good guy. And Jessica's just like, no, you're not. Like, you're fucked up and weird, but like you have to understand that. So it was it felt like a good take on kind of understanding a bad guy without having to be like, oh yeah, okay, no, I guess they're kind of, it's like, no, they can be the bad guy and be misunderstood. Like, that's totally fine. And I think they needed that.
I couldn't feel like the misunderstood villain trope has been a bit overdone at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, this was like a fresh way to do it.
I really enjoy just flat out evil.
Yep. Because then there's the opposite of of Thanos, right? Like Thanos, they tried to make Thanos just like, nope, I'm just evil. I think I'm doing the right thing, but I'm just evil. But it's like, you aren't even like really thinking about it though. Like, there's a lot of it was too simple. Didn't turn out the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they did in with Kang in the new Ant-Man movie, but I don't know what they're going to do with that because I think they fired the actor.
I heard the movie wasn't the best.
It was not great. The writing was kind of weird. There was a lot of it felt like it had two writers. Like, the stuff with Kang was really, really good, and then it was just like gag humor for the rest of the movie. And I was like, dang it. Where can I find a PDF? What do you mean, where can I find a PDF? Did I miss something? Hold on. Also, is there any way for me to access Pathfinder's resources for free? Yes. Pathfinder is completely open sourced, so you can just type in Pathfinder SRD, and you should be able to find all of the Pathfinder information. It's great. Where can I find a PDF? And so yeah, web crawling. Like the PDF, if you want the books and stuff, that is theft. So don't do that. But everything is on the SRD mechanically. You're just missing like the lore books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which those I would eventually pay for because they're great. And the artist is great. The art is great. I really like it.
Yeah. Same.
I'm not gonna give him a beard. My reference has a beard, but I think that makes hobgoblins look like bugbears if I give them beards. So I'm just gonna give them the sideburns.
I have a pretty decent. No, I have like medium length beard nowadays. So.
Oh yeah, that's impressive.
Impressive, right?
I don't know. I can't get past the itchy phase of beards, and so I shave them because I hate having them.
What health was I? My fucking machine broke. I was like, well, I give up.
Because I have a beard now.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not buying a new one. Like, it was fucking destroyed. It's like, all right, I'll just let it grow out.
I started buying I bought a straight razor, which was pretty nice for a while. I started buying safety razors, like the old school these puppies.
Mm-hmm.
The ones with the interchangeable blades. Because I'm old like that, and I like them. It's what I learned how to shave with, and that's what I'm gonna stay with.
I learned how to shave with disposable safety razors, and I'm also moving towards the old stuff because it's just better. I bought a steel one and like a pack of razors. I'm gonna say like 6 years ago, and I think I have not come close to getting rid of all of those. Right, they're so cheap. You get so many of them. Wow.
It is Paizo, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, so that's the thing. If you go to the SRD it's completely open sourced, so you can play Pathfinder that way. You can either go to Path Builder. Path Builder lets you basically build a character out there. I think that's like $3 if you want unlimited storage through them, which I did.
Have that.
Well, so with Path Builder, you're only allowed to save like one character at a time. But if you pay them, then you can do whatever you want. You can like save them as PDFs and stuff. So they're giving you the collation of character sheets. But you don't need to do that. You can just check out Path Builder. You can check out the SRD. But if you're looking for PDFs of Pathfinder material, that's piracy. So just be aware of that. If people find like, here's the Pathfinder Beastry 3 PDF, piracy.
Honestly,
one thing I'd like.
Easier to just use the SRD for me anyway.
Yeah, you can buy them. You can buy the PDFs if you want from Paizo's website, but good luck because their website is terrible.
Unfortunately.
They spend all their money on art and writing and none of it on technology.
Which does lead to better art and writing than you get from 5e generally.
It's true.
But it does also
when do you
mean
guys usually run your Pathfinder games?
When or where?
When?
Saturday mornings?
Yeah. Won't be for the next couple of weeks. I've got family in town and like big family reunion happening, so I've got other obligations. So I'm usually the GM, but I don't know. If you want to build a character, and if
you can use Foundry.
Yeah, if you guys want to play without me, you're welcome to.
Yeah, Jonas, you should still have access to the Foundry server, and you can build it in the Foundry if you want.
Yeah.
No, I just thought to ask. None of my friends are playing it anymore.
What the hell is a rage prophet? I believe it's a barbarian cleric. Might be a barbarian bard. I'm not sure. One thing I like about 5e is the ton of free material that's been tested in vast wealths of references for almost everything. Yeah, and then that's part of the bloat. Like it's the boon and the downside to it is that there's 40 variations of a warrior you can play per race, and that is good and bad. So that's what I love and hate about it. So it's great. Actually, just looking at the website, I think I'm fine with 5e for now. It seems complicated. Yeah, Pathfinder is way more complicated. That is the downside to it. Pathfinder.
When like Pathfinder is the game you go to when 5e stopped, like
Gets a little stale.
Yeah, when 5e gets stale, when you start to feel confined, or like 5e doesn't provide mechanically the stuff that you want to be able to do.
Yeah, something I also run into, especially like with when people were really getting into D&D because of Critical Role, they're like, "Why can't I do this thing?" I'm like, "Well, they ported over the gunslinger from Pathfinder." Like, they did a lot of that stuff. So there's usually the thing I run into is people being like, "I really wish 5e had X, Y, or Z," and I'm like, all of those exist in 3.5 and Pathfinder. They just do. Like, so you can just easily transition them. Still play 5e or not. But like all those things exist. You don't have to reinvent them. There's a lot of homebrew out there that's just like, this is worse than Pathfinder. Like, because Pathfinder exists, use that.
Yeah, it does translate relatively well.
If a DM allows the variation of players, several 3.5s with restrictions to fit the settings. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. Good times, got a ton of bloat. Yep. When 5e started getting stale, I looked at AD&D 2e. Yeah, Legend, that's a great way to do it too. Because I think that's
another
that's
great
the way to
option.
do it. Yeah, because essentially Pathfinder is a 3.5 compatible game. So like, if you want to play Pathfinder but it's a little too complicated, you could try older editions of D&D and then still take stuff from Pathfinder and go to it if you want. There's no reason not to do that.
Yeah, I think I ended up doing fan art.
You did, okay. But I don't care. I think it looks great.
No,
I need to take a quick break.
What was that,
I'll
Jones?
be right back.
I gave up with the magma program. I don't know. I realized one difference that I felt like noticeable. Was like, usually my backgrounds in my drawings are gray.
Oh, you could do that.
There's my eyes less.
Yeah.
Also slowed down my eye deterioration, so to say.
Drew, did you want to roll real quick before I need to take like a 3-minute break?
Yeah. Still 30.
30. Fire Genasi Storm Herald Barbarian with a Pompadour.
Fire Genasi
Storm Herald Barbarian.
Herald Barbarian with a Pompadour. Okay.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Say what type of Storm Herald?
Fire Genasi.
They didn't specify which type of storm. I assume the fire type.
It's fine. Yeah, probably the fire type. I don't know enough for it to make any difference.
I think, unless I'm misremembering. I think I'm misremembering. What did I play last time I played a barbarian? Oh yeah, Gods of Barbarian. Not the best choice. That was a funny choice, though.
Is the white? Are you done drawing because of the white background?
Yeah, you're gonna just.
Okay.
Nah, I just gave up drawing. Right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
Sorry, I'm a weak-willed little bitch. Something not to my liking happens. I guess I'll just leave.
I mean, I do that too.
Yeah, well, I guess we're in the same club.
Yep. Weak-willed little bitches. That's fine.
Yay.
Let's see.
Where's the bailiffs? Huh. I'm just more confused by my choices for the character here. Weirdly enough. It might be too loud.
Did your mic what, huh?
I was like, did my mic pick up the random dude just going all out with his vehicle in the distance?
Didn't come through Discord.
Okay. I saw my Discord picking it up, so it's like, no. I still want to focus on the breath attack. That's so funny. I like the barbarian subclasses in Pathfinder.
Really looked at them. There's like barbarian is a class I never really played in 5e or first edition Pathfinder, which are really the only two D&D games I've like systems I've played. Like I was never really interested in them, so I haven't looked at them in second edition yet. But there's a bunch of other ones that I really like, classes that I didn't enjoy in previous editions that I'm really excited about. Like the champion is one, which was the paladin chat, and Rook got a build for a.
I have returned.
Yeah, Rook's got a build for a ranger in second edition that I really like.
It's really good. It's really fun. I need to finish this hobgoblin up.
Noted. Interesting. Yeah, I think we only played a couple of fighters on the barbarian.
So the cool thing you can do with the ranger, which I think you probably do with the fighter too, is you can either make when you're attacking, you can attack more, you can make the attacks hit harder, or you can increase the range of them. And so you can essentially just make yourself a cannon, which is pretty cool. Just like infinite range javelins at people.
Yeah. So we call Constable McMurderfloof, which is Rook's Poppet character, the Poppet railgun.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
He's also Batman. I
gave him a bunch of stuff. He even has an enchanted spear that if you crit with the spear, it makes somebody feared. And then if he's within 30 feet of someone who is feared, they have to make a save or they don't lose the fear effect. Because he just looks crazy. It's great. So he's kind of Batman, kind of Scarecrow, which I think is really fun. He's an intimidation poppet.
I see. Yeah, because as I opened up the path builder, I was like, what was my barbarian? I was like, oh yeah, it's just raging intimidation, the dragon subclass, and just breath weapons all around.
Nice.
That's the goal, at least.
Very cool.
So is compatible to almost anything. Interesting.
So what other, were there any other barbarian subclasses or builds that you were like kind of interested in second edition? Because I haven't looked at the barbarian like at all, and I would be very curious to hear your thoughts.
Personally, I played the draconic one the most, which lets you turn your rage damage.
You cut out there. I assume you turn your rage damage to
the elemental.
Elemental? Okay.
Attack, essentially. And the damage total kind of increases. Let me check. Draconic Rage. So example, your rage bonus is usually like 2, but when you change it to the damage type of your breath, it's like 4, and it essentially, I guess, doubles every time. So the bonus gets pretty big later on.
Something I really like about second edition is that you can adjust the damage dice. That feels really good. Like getting double dice instead of like, oh, +1 to damage. It's like, no, go from a d6 to a d8. It's like, yeah, I like that.
Then there's the giant instinct barbarian, which is just you hold big weapons, you hit hard, you hit hard, you destroy, and you hit hard. You hit very hard. So you can use really big weapons as well. I think you can use weapon built for a large creature if you're small or medium.
Yeah.
And your additional damage from the rage increases, but you get like the clumsy condition.
Yeah. I figured that one would be there because like the Pathfinder
Titan Mauler.
Yeah, that's like the Pathfinder character archetype, right? For the barbarian. So they've got this badass chick who is their barbarian that the iconic barbarian.
Yeah. It's the one with the giant bastard sword.
Yeah. That she took off of a giant she killed, I believe.
Yeah, I think she was a character in Pathfinder Kingmaker, the game.
I think so, yeah.
I remember her. I found her annoying. I don't know, maybe because in story there was like some occasion where she just fucking left. I was like, God damn it, my entire team composition has been ruined.
Yeah, that's something that I found really annoys me, especially when like the new Baldur's Gate, we played it a little bit, and we were trying to play as a team, and they're constantly just like, oh, here's a new player to go with you. It's like, we don't want any more people in our party. Get out of here.
Fuck off.
Like, no, you better take them with you. It's like, get out of my party.
No wonder it's so easy to find a new character or a party member in D&D, because there are people who want to join your party constantly.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
You look powerful. We should travel together. It's like, you got money? Get out of here. Okay, SDM. Hello. How are you today? Let's see if I can give you a shout out.
Oh yeah, I went Dragon Instinct, except I think level 6 you get a Rage Breath attack, and I was like, that's cool. And it was just the Cobble Breath attack, it's just collecting the breath attacks, you know?
Yeah.
How goes the play testing and the game playing? You've been posting those, right? Maybe they haven't been posted.
By the way, whoever asked for the Fire Genasi barbarian with the pompadour, I'm sorry, but you just have to deal with the fact that when anybody says pompadour, the character that comes to my mind is Johnny Bravo, and that's what you're getting. Just so you know, he's going to be pouty and probably southern.
Keeping it very busy. Nice. That's good. Got a thing to send you. Double check. Yeah, sure. Send me something. I might not be able to look at it right now, but I can definitely check some stuff after the stream, if that's all right.
Oh yeah, that's the liking.
If you guys haven't checked out OKSDM's channel, I highly recommend it.
He's got
an alternative to D&D. There are some good options. What's that?
He's got some really cool stuff going right now.
Yeah. Got a book in the works that I did some art for, which I'm really excited for. I think I'm about done with this. I want to make this person a chronomancer though, so I need to get like a clock tattoo or something on here. I'm not sure how I would draw that without doing like really detailed. I guess they were supposed to be. Was it a clockmaker, or I thought it was a sorcerer?
Wasn't it the? Oh God, what are they called? Clockwork Soul sorcerer.
Yeah, that's what it was. Does that mean they're supposed to be robotic? I can't remember now. I totally had a chronomage in my mind when I read that, and now I don't think that's right. What is a Clockwork Soul sorcerer? I think they are robotic. Oh no.
Their soul is connected to lore-wise to mechans,
so less about clocks.
yeah, it's more like they represent, I guess, some order.
Clock pendant in the sand dial. Yeah. In general, how are things in America? I really don't keep contact with my family over there, so it'd be nice to hear from everyone else. It's all right. I mean, it's shitty, but it's not as shitty as other places. So,
it's less shitty right now than it was 4 years ago in my mind. So, well,
yeah, there's just a lot of political bickering right now.
Yeah,
which is annoying, but things are functional, so that's where we're at. Not robotic. They're obsessed with time, traveling events, and controlling chaos. Okay, so I'm not as far off as I thought I was.
Speaking of functional, in the past 2 weeks in the D&D games that I have played, we've had 5 character deaths.
Wow. Wowza.
4 of them in the same session. Same game, I mean. First session, 2 deaths. Session afterwards, 2 more deaths.
I realized we were playing a game with Kevin the Necromancer DMing, and we don't have a tank. And its jump rope keeps almost dying. And I'm a little worried about it, so I might have to respec my character to make him a little tankier. Can I be a tanky inquisitor or investigator? I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
I feel like there's a feat for that.
Probably. I could just take like toughness and stuff. Right now, my guy is really good at. I say really good. I fail almost every single time. But you can just like constantly on my turn, I get to like investigate people and try to give buffs to the party with it. Associated with Mechanus, not from Mechanus. Okay. A boring dystopia? Yeah, kind of. It's kind of a boring dystopia here. Needs a clock on the staff. He's got a clock on the staff. I made a little dial. Yeah. Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav. Warforged Clockwork Soldier would be pretty cool. Soldier? Soul Sorcerer is what I was trying to say.
America's weird right now because half of the political spectrum kind of feels like they want it to be like the Watchmen comic social, and half of the population is like, no, that's stupid, you didn't get the point, let's not do that. And
I don't want to dive too deep into it because we will get salty about it.
That's definitely true. But yeah,
but I feel like the same party that's all about personal liberty also wants a king, which is very confusing. Yeah. And that's kind of where we're at. Of just like, what? So it's very strange. It doesn't have to be a clock, just clockwork. Okay. So maybe more gears. I'll put more gears on here. But that being said, it's going. Like, I had eye surgery a month ago, and it worked. Like, it's nice. It's nice to be here. I'm very lucky that I live in America. I'm happy with it, but it's weird.
Yeah, a lot of the weird, scary stuff that has been in the news is like that people are trying to do is like not really.
Theater.
Yeah, it's theater. It's not really having any effect, and it's getting called out for its shit. And yeah, so like on the news, it looks weird and messed up.
Explosive, like yeah.
And it feels weird and messed up, but also it is still functioning. So
yeah. Don't forget the sprockets. Oh man, sprockets. Glad your eyes doing good. Yeah, thanks for guys, DM. It is. It's doing a lot better. I drove around today, which is the first time I've done that in a few weeks. And then when I was at the grocery store, the doctor finally cleared me to like exercise and stuff. But like for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I wasn't supposed to lift anything. So I haven't. I did one of those things where I grabbed like 3 grocery bags and just like hurrah, and I was like, oh yeah, cool. I can do that again. That's neat. So that was nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. So now I have to reclaim my fitness.
Yeah. So we gotta get you doing push-ups again.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm gonna give it another week for push-ups, but I did my stretches this morning, which is good.
That's good.
I used to have a pocket watch. I used to have a pocket watch. All right, I think I'm done with this guy. I'm gonna roll the dice again. 30, which might be a loop. Let me look. 30. Nope, 30 is 30. Shatterkai, Hexblade Warlock with a double-bladed scimitar. Shatterkai is the Shadow People. Is that right?
I think so.
Shatterkai, Darth Maul. Got it. What color are we doing? Purple. Oh, we're still on purple. All right. The news is entirely driven by whatever the most sensational title is. Made me lose a little bit of faith in humanity when I realized that, sadly. Yeah, that's kind of the big thing that's going on right now. Which, I mean, it's not new, but I think people are starting to realize that the news isn't news anymore, which is a bummer. Color of pen. Blue. Red. Ask community. Boop. Druid, I don't want to be a butt. Can you scoot over a little bit?
Yep.
Thank you. Man falls into toilet, discovers fortune. Yeah, kind of. I don't use watches anymore. Early 20th century Illinois watch company pocket watches are the best. I have a friend that told me how much he spent on one watch. I was very mad at him because it was more than my car.
Ooh, one of those watches. Oof.
Yeah. So he's way into watches, and I'm like, every time I put a watch on, I destroy it. Unintentionally destroy it. So I just stopped wearing them.
Yeah.
And now I just use my phone. But yeah, I used to wear watches all the time, but I broke them. I broke them so often. And I had a girlfriend give me a really, really nice watch, and within like 24 hours, I'd scratched the glass on it. So I stopped trying. What was I doing? Shoot. Got it. Shatterkai. Here we go.
Sorry, I was just caught off guard. I was like looking at Pathfinder weapons. Like, what the fuck is a meteor hammer?
Oh yeah, man, meteor hammers. You know what time it is?
It's just a
Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav always knows what time it is. Your wrist must be a dangerous place. Yeah, I'm not. I'm highly dexterous. I'm not careful. I'm not a careful person. I mean, part of it I think is because I used to skateboard a lot, which I guess I don't do that anymore. So maybe I could start wearing watches again.
Maybe.
But
I've never enjoyed like the sensation of having like a watch or jewelry on my wrist.
Or clothes, or normal things.
Yeah, exactly. Why wear something if I don't have to?
My pocket watches are for shelf display. I destroy the ones I wear as well. Okay, good. As long as I'm not the only one.
I love clockwork mechanisms. I love watching. There's a couple of YouTube channels I follow where people like repair watches or machine clockwork stuff, and I love the precision involved with that. But I think I also have been very hard on anything that I wear on my wrist, watches or like especially when I was doing like metal machining for
Yeah.
Sculpture that I was doing in college. Like, you really should not be wearing a watch or any sort of jewelry or anything on your hands or wrists when you're around large, dangerous power tools. So,
Yep. Hard to hard to wear watches, but not something I've needed for a long time.
Age of Wonders 4 had the Dragon DLC come out recently. It was interesting.
Which one?
Age of Wonders 4 had the Dragon
Oh.
DLC. It's pretty cool. You can have a Dragon Lord as your ruler. So, of course, I made the biggest, scariest dragon ever.
I'm Lord Cromglarb.
I think my dragon's name was Vexma.
Vexmo.
Vexma.
Go ahead and Vexmo me that payment if you would.
I think the Dragon Lord would be very insulted by that.
Meteor hammer. It's like a chain with a bowling ball on the end. Yeah. Yeah, it's essentially a two-handed morning star, like a
chain mace,
chain mace. Yeah.
spike mace, yeah, or flail, spike flail. Suppose is the term.
Is it, let me post a GIF question. It's like this.
Let me look at this GIF. Yeah.
This is just a goblin spinning around like a lunatic.
I think for a long time in Pathfinder 1, it was like one of the highest damage weapons, so everybody I know used one.
It's a D8. But it has like reach, disarm, and things. All the properties. And it's like, it seems cool. I just need to find an opportunity to play this goddamn game again. Yeah.
I've been thinking about setting up another Patreon game since the last one kind of fell through, but logistically I have not been able to figure that out yet.
Yeah. Backswing, disarm, reach, strength. There's a lot of things.
Yep.
Those are fun.
Shattercar are just like goth kids.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
There are a bunch of people who hang out in the Shadow Realm, so.
With all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Meteor hammer with a draconic bow. Sounds interesting.
Patreon one-shots. Patreon one-shots could be fun. That might be the thing that I screwed up of trying to have like a really long campaign. Instead of just doing one-shots. That could be more interesting.
You always advertise them more as games that could be joined whenever, and like overall arcing longer situation going on in the background. But for the player perspective, it was like I'm more of a one-shot or two-shot.
Yeah.
So I never imagined them as like a long-term campaign exactly, unless you intended it to be so.
No, I mean I hadn't intended it, but then when it became basically just you and Inferno playing, it was like I might as well just keep going with this because there's no one else playing. And it just kind of fell apart.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind playing more. So. Meteor hammer is pretty much what Gurna had. I just realized.
It was, yeah.
Funny.
I thought that's what you were trying to make.
I didn't
When
even
you-
realize it was actually
Yeah.
thing. So. Okay.
Jonas, I break the game on accident.
Somehow.
Hey, that happens sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know. I consider myself a power gamer, but I guess technically not really. Don't really.
I mean, I can see you potentially being a power gamer, but like you're just not the most egregious power gamer I've ever seen.
I don't know. I generally. How is it? Depends how much I care about the character, I guess. If I know the
That's
challenge
fair.
is high enough, I don't want the character to die. I might stop power gaming then, but most of the time I'm like, oh, this seems funny. I'm gonna push the button.
The yo-yo is actually based on an aboriginal weapon that you would hide in a tree, wait for prey to wander underneath, and fling the weapon down. The rope was for retrieval. Rock on a stick. Pretty good.
Rock, best weapon. Just rock.
Just rock.
Rock.
It's a nice sword you have there. It would be a shame if someone were to whack it with a rock.
No! Don't ruin my 2,000 gold sword. Ah.
Sunder.
Rock over. Yeah. People know you're wrong if that's enough. Okay. I'm just sitting here and chatting.
It's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's what most people in the chat are doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Go down a yo-yo research hole. I like yo-yos. I had a couple. Used to be pretty good with them.
And I like research holes. I was never any good with a yo-yo.
I probably should have joined the circus when I was little.
I mean, maybe you juggle, you were good with yo-yos.
At one point in time, I signed up to join a gymnastics team. Like, go to classes and actually, like, compete and stuff. And then the first time I went to that class, someone had broken into the gym and shot up the place. Just, like, vandalism.
Right.
And then so it got canceled, and then we tried to go back a few times later, and someone had broken in again and just destroyed it. So they were they closed it after that. I never got to do it. But,
That's sad.
yeah. Oh, the things that could have been. If I had been an Olympic class gymnast, who knows? The world may never know.
Sure what I could have been. Or could be.
Boomerangs and
Seems like
frisbees
care
also
anymore.
started out as weapons. Yeah. I want a legit frisbee. Not frisbee, boomerang. Boomerangs are really fun.
Yeah, they are until you throw it on the roof accidentally. And I'm telling you when I threw it there, and then people find it a few years later.
Have done.
Yeah, I have done as well.
I've done that with frisbees, but not with a boomerang.
It's a real big boom. I feel like it wasn't a big boomerang. I was just a small kid. It's like a meter-long boomerang.
Wow.
3 feet.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
I tried to make a campaign where everyone had to start with a rock, and nobody enjoyed it, so...
You try to put me through it.
I mean, we could do that sometime. It essentially evolved into the Ashfont campaign, but...
Whatever happens.
Boomerangs return are toys. Hunting were like stick frisbees made to go as far and hit hard. Yeah, I want one of those.
Oh, that reminds me. I remember I used to play a kobold assassin rogue, and I found like a +2, and it became my like main weapon. And because it was a bludgeoning weapon, we once were like, because no one wanted to pick up a boomerang. Okay, no one wanted. So it's like, yay, a boomerang! So we go fight some skeletons. I go first, of course, because I'm a rogue. I'm an assassin. It's an auto crit. I roll my sneak attack, and the DM's like, how much bludgeoning damage? Oh, like 30 something. And then I'm like, it's like 60 bludgeoning damage because it's vulnerable. So I just annihilate the skeleton.
That's awesome.
It's really funny.
Jump Rope had a war scythe for a long time, and I didn't realize that it had ×4 critical. That was pretty epic.
I kind of love those moments where I, as a GM, give my players something that they actually use, and it turns out to be way stronger than I thought it was. That has happened
It
to
doesn't
me
happen
a lot.
often. It's always funny when it does.
Yeah.
Bone online from traditional editors with craftsmen, but they're expensive. Well, that's the YouTube money then, right? I gotta get millions of views. Then I'll buy a boomerang.
Millions of views. $5.
Yeah. The YouTube Shorts, it's like a penny per 1,000 people that watch your video.
I don't know how much a penny is.
1/100th of a dollar, so like
Oh, that's 1 cent.
Yeah.
yeah, it's 1 cent.
I feel like I imagine Finnish probably should have words for like you guys like have a penny and such, but then I'm like, I don't think we do. We just call them like 5-cent coin, 20-cent coin, 50-cent coin.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Pennies, hey pennies.
Hey penny is old timey
Half a
for
cent.
half of a penny.
Who would?
Don't use those anymore.
No wonder.
YouTube revenue is bad. I mean, it's more than the zero, but yeah, that's not great. It's better than Twitch. Twitch ad revenue is nothing, so that's nice. And they run way more ads than YouTube does, so how's that work out?
They take all the money.
Yeah.
At least that's what I imagine.
I used to throw shot put and discus, which is just like, how far can you throw this rock? It's pretty great.
Yeah.
I was one of the worst people in my high school at it.
Reminds me, on what day is today? Wednesday, no, Thursday, I went to both. So it's fun.
Yeah, a D10 would be like hitting someone with a brick the size of a sledgehammer. Like,
A D10. That's a Warhammer damage.
it would be a Warhammer damage, yeah. I like taking improvised weapon as a feat in Pathfinder, because then it doesn't matter. It's just like, I don't know, I'll pick something up and hit them with it. Like, it just doesn't matter. Table, chair, their own leg, like, it just go to town. The caber toss, yeah. Yeah, I never did the caber toss.
I mean, it depends on the improvised weapon. Some of them do count as like weapon damage die. So if you find a big enough rock, it could be like Warhammer damage.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and Oliver, if you want to build something,
D4.
yeah, everything should start at D4, and then you just have to base it off of what you're doing. Oliver, if you want to do that, what you do is you would take weapon proficiency and then you would pick brick. Like that's a legit thing you can do. Yep. Should be like a clown class with magic and strange weapon proficiencies like yo-yos and jugglers. I tried to do that with my juggler, and I decided to like let them juggle knives. That worked out. It's not super great, but it would be kind of interesting to have. I basically made all their spells the weird stuff they do, like swallowing knives and things.
I don't remember this character.
Yeah, she was fun. She's one of my favorite. I've been playing her a lot more recently. Okay, I think I'm done with that one. I'm gonna roll the dice again. Hurrah! Let's see what we got. 19. This list is still huge. We're at 29. A Minotaur, Storm Herald Barbarian. There's a lot of Storm Herald Barbarians recently. Is that something new people have seen? Or?
No?
I don't know. It's not one.
Is it one of the base ones?
Yeah. It's kind of... it's mediocre.
Did somebody find a way to game it? Is a Let's Play doing a good job with one?
Maybe.
Whenever people ask for Stormhouse, I'm wondering which one, because there's the Desert Sea and Tundra options within it. So there's like actually there's fire and cold.
It would be interesting to see if they had like a specific choice on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would extremely game. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, it's okay. I don't know.
Someone told me that the Berserker Barbarian is the worst, and I was like, it's the only one I've ever played.
I've played it, and it depends. It's very heavily game dependent. If you have like one combat encounter per session, and you generally have a long rest in between. Oh, because
of the exhaustion thing.
But yeah, I played a game. We had multiple fights. I hit like 3 exhaustion pretty soon. So it's like either I frenzy or I don't. We wanted the fights to end as soon as possible because the fights were heavily stacked against us, like heavily. So.
Don't mix up hitting bricks with eating bricks. Yeah, Oliver, it sounds like you just want to build somebody with a very fine-tuned weapon proficiency, and that's something you can absolutely do. And the brick is superfluous, so you can have them use whatever you want. I drew a character commission for someone who was using a boomerang. It was like a giant boomerang that was way too big from their body. That was pretty funny. I think of some other weird examples. Vidbar had an urchin on a stick that we just said was a war club, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Sea urchin.
Yeah.
It was well, I mean, he was a otter folk, so it was appropriate, right?
Yeah. Giant clam, death by clam. Berserker, Barbarian, and Champion Fighter are kind of lame compared to other subclasses. Yeah, I think the Champion Fighter, that should really just be how Fighter works. Like, the superiority dice is the base, I think, like the base minimum for a cool fighter class, which makes it really lame to take Champion Fighter.
I think what should be is you take the Champion Fighter subclass, and then you take the Battle Master, and then you add it to the base Fighter, and then you have the other subclasses. Yeah,
I might be thinking of the Battle Master, but I agree.
If you added like Battle Master, people might think it's insane. I mean, it's a fighter. Why don't they have battle maneuvers? Why don't they have higher crit range? Because that's their specialty. They're good with weapons. Barbarians just doesn't die. That's his specialty.
Which I think that might be why I like the Berserker, because like the old school Pathfinder thing was that you would get temporary hit points, and then when your rage ends, you would just die because you pushed your body beyond its limits.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Berserker Barbarian has that. It's like in spades. It's like, if you rage now, it will kill you, and you're like, that's fine. I don't care. I'm gonna be alive for 45 seconds, and it's gonna be amazing. Camping's only good for crit fishing. I think I might have been thinking of the Battle Master. I love using weapons wrong in D&D. I hit him with the handle end. Sort of strong in the brick.
I mean, technically, I as a DM wouldn't see any issues if someone wanted to really flavor their maul into a brick.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, really, it sounds like Oliver wants to do is just have like a very weapon-specific character, and at that point, you could like my character attacks with a clock. It's like if you're putting points and feats into being really good at a thing, that's fine. Like all the rest of it's flavor at that point. I would let you use I'd even let you use the maul if you're taking points into it to do that, or feats in it. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Kind of like taking the maneuver things. Like I can really good at charging people. The weapon doesn't really matter as much as the things I'm trying to do with it.
That's the, I guess, sad thing about like 5e compared to Pathfinder 2nd edition. So weapons don't really matter that much in 5e.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because so 5e is kind of geared more towards ease of access and balance. Because it's the same thing like enchanting weapons and armor are just, it's so expensive that it's not something you do a lot of, whereas in Pathfinder, it's like required for leveling. Like if you don't have a level 5 sword by level 10, 15, like you're in trouble. Like it's built into the balance of it. So whatever. Simplified.
Yeah.
Played a gnome barbarian with a maul that he didn't wield so much as it wielded him. That's funny. If you want to make a good improvised weapon warrior, play a fighter or barbarian with the tavern brawler. Yep, I always take that. So good. You're proficient with the improvised weapons, but disadvantage with anything else. That doesn't matter. Yeah, and Oliver, like that what you could do there, if that's what you want to do, is essentially at level 1, you say, hey, I want to take a bonus feat, and because of that, I'm going to take a bonus detriment or a bonus like negative effect. And so you could say, I want improvised weapons as a bonus feat, but I'm going to give up all of my other weapon proficiencies. Does that make sense? Like that's a perfectly good thing to do. I would do it that way.
I mean, you can always just talk with your DM.
Yeah, I think so.
How do we reach a pleasing conclusion to this wish of using bricks?
Yep.
I think the DMs might be like, I don't know, you can reflavor like a blob as a brick if you want.
Yep.
I generally feel that's the deal.
A stone square-shaped club.
Yeah.
Yep, I think that's legitimate.
Generally, if you want to like do custom weapon and so on, what I've learned is don't overcomplicate it. Find the simplest solution.
Yeah, I agree.
And talk to it again. Just talk to it.
Okay.
Again. Please talk to it again.
So chat, give me a storm. Give me a storm type for this Minotaur.
Do you want to know what types there are?
Sure.
There is the Desert Sea and Tundra storms apparently.
Desert, sea, and tundra, huh? Sand.
Called.
Okay, so how do I make a sand? Maybe I'll do the same kind of clothes that one of my characters earlier was wearing.
I think the desert one is just fire. Oh yeah, my friend Hunter bought this like a few pound like copper D100.
Okay,
Oh.
so it weigh like 5 pounds.
I don't know how much it weighs, but whenever he rolls, it's just your on the fucking microphone.
Funny.
It's hilarious.
Okay, what would denote that this guy is a sand totem? Not totem.
I don't know. The only way I'm getting storm in mine is with the tattoos.
Yeah, that's super cool. Is it possible to make a character who's just good at punching? Yeah, you just take the natural fighter. like unarmed fighter feats and stuff.
Yeah, that's that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the newer books.
Pathfinder, you can basically do that with any build you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Presumably works the same way as the brick. Yeah, you just need to be proficient with unarmed attacks. Like, basically either be a monk or take the feat to become a monk.
The
I assume
tavern brawler feat or whatever.
Yeah, tavern brawler is really good for if you wanna like deal actual damage. I don't know, with the fucking chicken leg. That's what it allows you to do.
Doesn't matter what I'm going to hit you with. You're going to take damage.
Yeah. Generally, I don't think most people realize this. If you pick up a table leg, it's very like you don't need to consider it an improvised weapon. You could just consider it a club.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize that often. It's because there are like clubs and great clubs. Most people, I think, wonder why would I ever use such a weapon? Whether it's for monsters, or maybe you picked up a branch because you didn't have a weapon, so you have a great club.
We all tend to get lost in the weeds a little bit about the specifics of a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think there is definitely a difference between like a club made for fighting and a table leg. Could be a good table leg, like that's fine. But there could also be a shitty table leg, right? So my thought is if you have that improvised feat, you essentially know what's good to pick up.
Probably.
You know how to wield a table leg properly because it doesn't have a fit handle. Maybe it's too big for your hand or whatever. It's just like that's what that feat does. Is it makes it so you have those options versus other people being like, "There's no weapons." It's like, yeah, you don't know. You don't see anything around here that could be useful. Club is a super generic term, yeah. Semantics get weird. Yeah. The table is a great weapon, so it doesn't count as a great weapon. I've had that before too. People just being like, well, I'm going to pick up this thing and now I have a D12 damage. And it's like, nope. That's not how that works. There's a big difference between a wood chopping axe and a battle axe.
Yeah.
But they both functionally cut wood.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend using a battle axe to chop wood, but
me neither.
It's gonna break pretty fast.
You can do it if you've got nothing else.
I wouldn't recommend taking a wood chopping hatchet and throwing it at plate mail.
I mean, it's heavy. It's gonna fucking hurt.
Maybe. It's also thinner. Okay, semantics. This is not important. This is a bad fight. My point being.
I don't know. I'm trying to fight. I'm just like trying to remember
This is
actual battlefield action. This were like pretty.
Yeah. I feel like we're having the argument about like hunting with an AR.
I mean, kind of.
I didn't mean to argue.
No, it's all right. It's just it's a bad discussion, I think, is what I'm saying. So we should not focus on it because it is just semantics.
Yeah.
I whacked them with the whole bar counter, right? Yeah. Yep, that's it. D4 damage, improvised weapon. That's the problem with D&D.
That's a bit mean, I would say. I would count it as at least a D8.
You see, I'm a stone giant, and I'm not proficient with unarmed attacks, so I'm gonna hit you for a D4. Like, but your hand's the size of a car. Like, well, dice also don't scale because of size, so it's fine.
Yeah, depends on the edition, I guess.
Yeah, that's really my commentation.
For players, it doesn't scale, but for monsters, it does.
Should, for sure.
I mean,
I think you're right. I think it does scale for larger monsters. Because bugbears, if they're large, get like 2d10, right? Which should only happen if they're large size weapons. They're not stipulated that way in the book.
They have a special ability of the brute because they're just borderline large. I don't know why they have that ability. I know, like giants, like a great sword and a fire giant is like 66 because on size, our weapon scales if it's made for them.
As
Of
it
course, the
should.
player can be like, can I use the giant's weapon? I mean, you can certainly try. It weighs like 300 pounds.
The only issue with a non-monk unarmed combatant is that magic weapon issues. That can be overcome by using a DM for home magic items, or gauntlets, or hand wraps. Yeah, and I'm kind of upset that they took that out of 5e. But once again, 5e doesn't want low-level weapon enchantments, right? Like, they've scaled everything back, and I don't know. I think it's lazy. But they made monks stupid, so stupid powerful anyways. So who knows?
5e monks?
Yeah.
Are you sure about
We've had this argument before with Inferno, because Inferno thinks they're weak, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I think 5e monks are. Go ahead.
They're really good early on, like early level, they're good. And the moment they make it past level 6, they fall the fuck off. Yeah.
Because they're just like completely front end loaded to not need anything. So low level, they feel really overpowered. But then you're right.
Needing like magic items, they don't really
have
any options.
Yep. Which I think that's the problem. That's why I'm upset with 5e about it, because like they don't have the functionality to do that. But and it affects, like, the monks are broken because of it. So I think they definitely need to work that back in. I want this to look like fiery and wavy, and I don't know how to do it. Druid's kicking my ass in this.
Maybe I've just had really bad experience with monks.
No, I think you're right. I mean, so monks and sorcerers are kind of they're gear independent, which makes them very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Until the group outscales the class with gear. Which I think is bad design.
Yeah, I would.
Can't believe you do a one shot.
Agree. So, like, I think that the monk potentially can stay really powerful if you are bringing in non-5e items that work for the monk from 3.5 or Pathfinder.
Yeah, or if you're not playing a monk because it's so overpowered early on. Like that's the biggest thing I've seen is people get upset because they start off being very powerful and then can't keep up. And it's like, well, you front loaded your character because it was broken early game and now it just doesn't work. And so really what you have to do is you have to build a monk in a way that will scale with the rest of the party, and that works for like the ones that can specialize in weapons or has additional components through multi-classing or like homebrew to make them do that.
Sure.
But just like out of the box, they look really powerful and then they fall off so hard. It's just really annoying because people are like, "Oh, monks are terrible." It's like, well, no, it's terrible because you built it in a way that wasn't sustainable because the game kind of forced you to do that. So I don't know. Yeah. It's a weird way to look or to have a character. Period.
My personal experience, the weirdest thing for them is, key points. You have so little of them early on, which lets you do very little, but you get so many of them later on, which is you're really hard to catch. You're really annoying. You're like pretty good out of like scouting things. But
yeah, it used to.
So weird.
Yeah, in Pathfinder, the way they did it was the monk had key points based on their charisma, I believe.
Wisdom.
Was it wisdom? Clerics had channeling points based on their charisma. That was the other part. So like, it was essentially. I thought that was the way that they were diversifying the stats, but I can't remember now. I'll have to double check.
I don't know. Like, first edition Pathfinder, the monk could get really strong if you built them correctly, but like, it was kind of difficult. Like the complaint then was that they had too many different stats that you had to spec into.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I like the 5e monk. Just like I think that people say that they're weak when the fact of the matter is they're not designed to be the super damage dealers. They're designed to be a middle of the road jack of all trades for combat.
Which I think they do really well.
I agree.
They're just not as tanky and as damagey as people think they should be. And I think the variation from character to character is much greater than from class to class. It depends more on the player than the class. That's a good way to look at it. Keep in mind, most desert people dress in loose, billowy clothing, cover most of the exposed skin, gives a combination of cool and breezy. Yeah. YouTube acting up on my end. I'm sorry. What's it doing? Is it freezing? Let's see what I can do. It says I'm doing alright, so I don't know. Don't know.
So I've personally played like 4 monks, most of them to level 10. And
Okay.
I have, ironically, very negative experiences of playing a monk.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Generally have felt very useless at some points because there is no magic items for you, there's no upgrades for you. And if you roll bad stats for a monk, I'm sorry, but you're even more useless.
That yeah.
I would highly
So-
recommend
Hungry.
the Hand Wraps of the Mighty Fist. Is that what it's called for Pathfinder? Jumper was playing a monk right now. They did some pretty cool stuff. Flurry of Blows gives you multi-attack, and then Stunning Fist works that if you use Flurry of Blows and you hit twice, you just automatically get to try to stun them. I really like that. That worked out. And then the other thing I like about Stunning Fist now is that if you do succeed in that, it just takes one of their actions, and if you crit, it takes 3 of their actions. So it's not always just like locked down permanently, but it is hampering them, and it's an additive effect. So it's not like you're burning through your ability to do anything if you fail it, which is cool.
I think, yeah.
I saw a report that sunspot activity will be bad this week, so just not unexpected. I was driving in my car and my radio was doing some weird stuff, and I was wondering about that. So let's look that up.
Doesn't sound good.
Everything's going to be a little frizzly. I'll be playing the Shadow Archive I made earlier for my first time as a PC in years. Looks awesome. Yeah, nice. I hope your game goes well. Excited for that. Yeah, Jonas, I don't know. I'm sorry to hear that. I really like Monk, but I've only ever played Monk in Pathfinder. I didn't play the one. I've seen a lot of people play it in 5e, and as a DM, it's always been very annoying.
Yeah, that's.
I walk up the
that's
walls. I have infinite AC.
You only have good AC as a monk if you rolled real well. Like, real well.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. I think monks are real fun, like levels through 1 to 8.
Okay.
That's where, like,
That's about where I
after
usually
5
play, so.
Yeah, after 5 it starts to like fall off, because you know, personally at least.
The one monk I played in 5e was it was a multi-class with the soul knife, and
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun. It was like, it still was not the most powerful thing on the table, and like I there were some things I struggled with. I had way too many things that took my bonus action. Yeah. I had way too many things that took my bonus action, so it was a little bit hard to juggle all of that. But it was a lot of fun, and I think that's the thing that maybe people should think about. Like, if you're going to play a monk, you're not going to be the most powerful thing on the table, but if you like have fun with it, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
John Miller, I think, said, you play a monk if you want to RP an anime-style martial artist. If you want to do DPS or tank, you play a fighter. If you want to play a ranger to be a hunter, wilderness defender. If you want to play a ranged combatant god, you play a ranged fighter. Yeah. RP should trump building tabletop versions of World of Warcraft. That's fair. That's a fair way to look at it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I think that depends on the type of game that's being played.
I like World of Warcraft style arcade games sometimes.
One of the games I play, as I said, I guess I play the more extreme versions of D&D games where every fight is a deadly encounter, or plus. Every single fight. There is no easy fights for me. There is only deadly. Someone's gonna go down, guaranteed. Unless you play really well, which we have to do.
So you have to optimize pretty hard.
We haven't been playing well recently, and we've had 5 character deaths the past 2 weeks.
That might be the DM's fault.
Yeah,
I don't know.
At a certain point, it kind of is the DM's fault. I'm ready to roll again. Hold on.
Hit me.
I don't know. I guess.
My eyes doing a hurt.
Really.
I'm sorry to hear that.
15.
Sorry, Jonas. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I already forgot what I was going to say.
Goblin Gunslinger with the beloved blunderbuss.
Okay.
So I guess most of my experiences as a monk have been from like extremely combat-heavy games.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Outside this, you get your stuff back in a short rest. If only people took more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to arm wrestle my party to take a short rest. It was so I don't know why they were so opposed to it. Like, we need to leave this dungeon. I'm like, just you guys could just short rest. And they're like, no, we need to get out of here. Or we need to keep going. I'm like, I mean, just take a short rest. What are you doing? You get all your shit back. It's fine. So, I don't know. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, that's the real big upside on monk. At least you get your keep points back at like short rest. So.
I still think they're real strong. But I definitely understand where people are coming from with the like no item upgrades. And that I think is 5e's fault, not Monk's.
Biggest problem is that the stun is too much.
Mm-hmm.
Remove that, and then you can make them better. I think that's the best option.
I think it's much more balanced in second edition now too. Because Pathfinder Monk stun was pretty powerful too.
Yeah.
Whoops, that's a finger.
Stun absolutely has to make the game designers be like, let's not give Monk anything. So, I think the biggest issue with the Monk stun, which makes it really annoying for most DMs, is they can just use it on every single attack they hit.
Yeah.
Of course,
and that's why
they're gonna burn through all their key points, but you know.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. But that was the problem with first edition is they like you could have so many key points because you're just like, oh, I start the game with 22 wisdom or 22 charisma, whatever the hell it is. And then so you kind of walk in there and like, I get 9 rounds of them not taking a turn. And it's like, cool, okay. So
in 5th edition, you get key points equal to your level. So you have none early on, but you have excess later on. Okay.
I think I'm good on this guy here. I'm gonna give him a big old. What do you think, like an axe? Maybe he's just got a pommel. Maybe it's a big pommel of a sword right here in his arm. He's just holding it.
But also Bivix, I didn't have much positive interactions playing as a monk, is because all of them died at the end. Yeah, all of them died.
Jonas, I don't know if you're playing the right kind of games you want to play.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're not happy with them.
I don't know anymore.
Sounds like you guys are playing like just torturous D&D.
It does feel like. It's a little more high level games at once. Yeah.
Multiclassing is better for subclasses over single classing. For example, Gloomstalker Ranger Kensei Monk is a phenomenal stealth architect build. Interesting. Yeah, I really want to try the Pathfinder subclass system, which we haven't tried yet. I really want to do that.
Yeah.
I might do that in my next game.
I've looked at it and it looks clunky on paper.
Is it?
To me, I don't know. It makes sense, but like most second edition Pathfinder stuff, it's like you do need the online system to keep track of it. The computer system to keep track of it.
I can see that. Okay, I'm done with this bad boy.
But yeah, by all means, play with it and tell me what you think about it.
Nomadic human barbarian hunter. Is it okay? Is hunter a descriptor or a nomadic barbarian hunter who wields two-handed weapons, a large maul named Torment and a giant whittling blade? Giant's whittling blade named Mercy.
So a giant's pocket knife?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say a real big pocket knife.
So the Begoran sword from
barbarian.
Time.
Sounds like it. What color are we doing? Blue? All right. What time is it? 1:49.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, what monks excel at is annoying at the end. That's the trick.
Yeah. Monks and rogues.
And artificers.
I haven't had too many problems with artificers.
I think
Was there something that...
a lot of people want to craft stuff, but the system doesn't support it.
Yeah, that's fair. There's no crafting system in 5e that makes any sense.
That's true. Maybe it's just me because the Goblin Artificer I'm playing right now is well, we actually have my GM actually made a crafting system, and we are using older editions wondrous items. So
They can do it.
Another class I don't like playing, Artificer.
it's not fun. It's been a struggle for me to have fun with it.
I've never had someone play one in a game without having to do massive homebrew just to make it function. Like,
yeah.
That's
I don't understand.
You need a DM who's gonna be into helping you crafting stuff. If they aren't, then you're not gonna have fun. Yeah, it's another class I haven't really had fun with.
I feel like they kind of didn't really develop it and just kind of rushed it out the door.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Anyway, I'm level 10 Artificer currently, and I've resolved that it's not worth taking any more levels in it, so I'm going to start taking wizard levels so that I can actually use spells.
But you have a robot.
I do have a robot. It's not a very good robot. It hits only half the time. Because it
dies most of the time.
Yeah. Their stats are really mediocre. But I mean, I suppose they're pretty good for like an animal companion, which is basically what it is. But still, it's like I'm not sure that I get enough of anything from the Artificer class itself in order to like compensate for the fact that I can't really do anything in combat except for fire my gun repeatedly.
I remember joking the best like Artificer multi-class is Artificer 1, Wizard 19. Or Artificer 3 and Wizard 17. That's the best Artificer you can play.
It does kind of feel that way.
You get the armor proficiencies if you pick up the Battlesmith, you can make melee attacks with your intelligence. Makes a decent wizard in melee.
Something interesting about the investigator is they get to like preemptively make their attack rolls. And if you do that, you get to use your int to the attack, which is kind of cool. So you essentially get to like pre-check if you want to attack somebody once a turn. You're like, that guy, I'm gonna roll. I'm not gonna attack him, but that was my action. It's kind of weird, but it's fun. It's really tough to balance action economy with companions. You have to both be kind of bad since you have more actions than everyone else. Yeah, that is a weird thing. Because either are you playing two characters, or are they the same character that should be sharing their actions?
I think at least with the Beastmaster, you have to, I think, either give up one of your attacks or use a bonus action for them to attack.
Yeah. Same thing is true in second edition Pathfinder. Any any animal companion or familiar, summon, etc. Yeah, any like you have to spend an action and then they get 2 actions, which is usually move and attack. Yeah.
One class I've been trying a lot recently is Ranger.
Yeah, I like Ranger as a concept. And I want to see it succeed.
As a concept.
Yeah, I really like bow characters. Like, I really, really do. But I tend to lean towards the fighter instead just because I get to play with more feats.
Yeah.
So, I was playing the Ranger in Pathfinder, and I've been liking that. So, I really like it as a concept, but I'm still not, like, super dead set on it being what I want it to be.
I'm not 100% sure that the Ranger needs to be its own class. It feels like it should just be a fighter subclass to me most of the time.
Yeah, kind of like a druid or a fighter archetype.
Yeah.
Nope, I hate this.
Yeah, I feel like the third Ranger could be a different class, I don't know. The Warden or something, you know?
Yeah.
Reserve Ranger. It doesn't feel like a Ranger. When I imagine Ranger, I imagine a man in really short shorts, wearing sunglasses.
like a park ranger?
Driving in a Jeep.
Hey you! Don't step on the grass.
D6 psychic damage.
Stop feeding the bears.
Actually sounds like a fun class. Oh man, that sounds like a fun character concept. Just a national park ranger. Oi!
Just get the intimidation feat. Hey you!
Demoralize enemy.
Speak with animals. No, bad bear.
Bear spray. No, that's a ranger. That's a true ranger.
Yeah. I picture Aragon whenever someone says ranger. Yeah, and Aragon is a fighter. So.
Yep.
He's a fighter elf. Who knows?
He's a fighter half elf.
Yeah. It's a Kitsune sorcerer and a human titan mauler barbarian. I had fun with both characters, but my DM was pretty crappy. That's too bad. I like those. Both sound really fun. Now I want to do a Fey subclass ranger that just a park ranger that yells at people. It could be good. Bears. Yeah. Aragon or Aragon?
Aragorn or Aragon?
Yeah. What if dragon, but one letter up? Lazy writing. Be right back. Oh, cats. Oh, cats.
Of course it's lazy writing. It was written by a like, what, 17, 18-year-old high school student?
It makes sense. Yeah, I've been playing the Gloomstalker Ranger specifically. None of the others. Gloomstalker, definitely. Most. Just like, the fact that you're invisible to creatures that in darkness that rely on dark vision because
Yeah.
you're so edgy.
Yeah. I hear about that one so much that I'm not interested in playing it anymore. Like it's
really fun though.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably why it became so popular.
I would say it's combat-wise definitely, and this definitely the best scout that combat. Like they feel more like an assassin than the assassin does. I don't really talk to many people about D&D. That's my friend group for you guys, but now I think about it.
Okay.
Which I guess you could count in the friend group as well. Because I assume we're friends, right?
I think so.
What's going on?
Jonas is just rambling. He said he doesn't really talk about D&D with anybody except us and other friend group.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
I don't really talk about D&D with other people either. But I don't really talk to people other than here anyway.
That's fair.
You family members I talk to and here. And Sierra.
How's Sierra been doing?
Good, I think.
Yeah. I think she had a rough couple of months, and now she's kind of
She did ask us not to talk about her on stream, so
yeah.
I will point that out. so
I know.
out of yeah, not the place, but she's doing good.
I haven't seen Ace in a while either.
Yeah, I hope she's doing all right.
Yeah, I believe they are. I play with them still.
Oh, good.
Good. Tell
They
them
play
we say hi.
Our old D&D party.
I remember that. Yeah, they play in one of my games and then in other ones where I play with them.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. I miss her super cute dragons.
I'll try to remember to say that. I'll probably forget though. I have a really bad memory.
Yeah, fine. Last time I talked to Ace, they were really busy with getting college started, so
Yeah.
I figure life just kind of like got away from them.
If you guys have no idea who we're talking about, which is totally fine, go check out the Artist Arcana videos. We used to do D&D based artwork with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And they've since scattered to the wind, as is normal. It's kind of how life goes.
I'm still here.
Yeah. In D&D, it could be considered a barbarian or even a paladin. Are we still talking about Aragorn? He's considered a ranger because his people, the Dunedain, are collectively called rangers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, oddly enough, I think Legolas would be closer to a ranger than anything else, which could just be what they were doing. Like, because when Gygax was making all of this crap, like, it very much was just how can we recreate the Lord of the Rings party, right? Like, yeah. That was the fantasy that everybody wanted to do. So, yeah, Aragorn, not really a ranger. It's like a versatile fighter who had some magic, which was weird, but that's fine. Legolas wasn't even a class. He's just an elf. Just a random elf.
I think part of the thing with Aragorn's weird magic is that like it is a bloodline.
Yeah.
Right.
I finally got my old service turned off. Uh-oh. What happened? Has someone been charging you for like internet usage for the last 10 months? Yeah, I think that's a good point. The bloodline portion of Aragorn kind of gets overlooked. When people think about Rangers. Because really, like, I think another thing to consider is like the evolution of how classes have kind of come about.
Yeah.
Looking at like acrobat. Why don't we have an acrobat anymore? So like you kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt, especially with the naming conventions specifically.
Yeah.
Which is kind of my argument with like Rogue nowadays. It's like, maybe Rogue just isn't a good name for that. It's too loaded.
Yeah.
Specialist, tactician. I think the investigator is a good kind of counter to that, though, because they also get precision damage, which is neat. The swashbuckler also, like,
Yeah.
you're essentially a rogue, but more specialized.
Oh, Xfinity Bright? Yeah, that's why I got fucked.
I had to make an appointment to get into the office and give them the equipment. I was charged and didn't know it. Oh yeah, that would piss me off. I had to argue with them once about why I didn't want them to continue service. I'm like, I'm moving so many states away and you don't offer it there. They're like, well, you could try. And I'm like, that's just, take my shit. Don't call me again.
What if you just gave us money anyway?
Yeah, auto bill, that's no good.
Fuck you. Just cable companies are the worst.
I hope you got it sorted out. Well, there's nothing I can do. That's not true. That's not true.
I don't know. I used, when you get like people calling, salespeople on the phone, I used to like listen and politely talk back. Nowadays, I hear them starting their spiel. I'm like, end call. I just end it there.
I will casually
and call.
Yeah, I'll casually yell and remove my name from your list, and they just hang up instantly. It's like, okay, cool, that works. And then they started robocalling me, so it's just like it waits, pauses, like, hi, my name is blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh god damn it. You start mashing keys until it hangs up. Ah, yeah, Xfinity. That's not cool. Not cool. Bigger guns, better guns. Tickets to the gun show. Aragorn was descended from Elrond's brother's line. Yeah. I love Lord of the Rings. It's great. They posted the picture of Aragorn in the next Lord of the Rings TV series, and I'm super amped. He looks so cool. Super amped.
Young Aragorn.
Yeah.
How do you replace Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah. They did such a good job on like costumes and stuff in that, and like they spent the time to make the world look great, and then they just like dropped the ball into writing, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I don't care. It's a fanfic. It's a really well made fanfic of Lord of the Rings, and I'm totally fine with this. One of my friends just went off the deep end of like, this is not as good as the books. I'm like, I didn't expect it to be as good as the books.
Yeah.
If it was, if they got all the names right, I'd be happy. Like, that's it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes to make me happy. It's just like, is this functionally, like, does it work? cool. I have no beef. Spoilers, John. Spoilers. Not just. Aragorn's half elf. What?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, it's maybe far enough back that it's an elf sorceress bloodline. Is maybe how I would think of it more. But yeah, he's definitely got elf blood in him, which is why he can.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
Which is why he's so long lived.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the easiest way to look at it. Semantics.
I don't know. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I didn't read the Silmarillion deeply enough or long enough to be able to tell for sure everything that's happening.
Essentially, he's the elf that he's the progeny of.
Progeny.
Chose to be mortal, so he's a mortal elf, which is just its own thing. So he's not like Legolas. I think is a half elf. No, not Legolas. Who's a half elf? Elrond is a half elf. Which in that world is essentially just an elf. Like
yep.
he has no real human traits except that he is human, and I think he had the choice to be elf or not, elven or not. Because elves in that universe are technically more like angels than not.
Yeah, or
and so is the wizards. Yeah, being a wizard is more like being a demigod than anything else.
Yeah.
So a whole bunch of weird stuff that didn't translate to D&D at all, and I'm fine with that.
I think the D&D lore on half elves is, well, it depends which one. I think the Forgotten Realms one was a bit depressing on half elves because there's only limited amount of like elf souls out there, and whenever a half elf is born, it uses an elf soul. Once they die,
oh no,
that soul is gone forever, and that's why elves hate. Because it's such a tragedy.
They don't return to the great tree.
An elf that has lived for probably millions of years, just elf soul gone. Countless memories just.
I don't like that. I don't like that lore.
That's how they're punishing the. That's how they're punishing the min-maxers. Like, oh, you want to be a half elf, huh? Cool. You killed an elf. You're ending an elf line.
Soul that was countless millennia old because you were born. So yeah. I don't know if that's the actual role, but I remember that lore from somewhere. So like, oh, man, that's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it is.
So
breaking stuff to get.
Elves don't like half elves because it's so depressing.
Let's see. Well, this is maybe the creepiest goblin I have ever drawn.
He's got a Cheshire Cat vibe going on.
Yep.
Seems like an average goblin to me.
You want to see my gun? This is it. I love it.
Oh my god, that voice just makes the goblins sound much creepier than they should be.
That voice is the voice of Curdle, our goblin artificer that I'm currently playing.
Oh god. They sound like someone you should keep at least a 10-foot distance from at all times.
I mean, that's undoubtedly true of Curdle.
Mortality is considered a blessing as they are freed from Middle Earth on death. There you go. Wow, cat. It's 2 o'clock. It's about time for food. one cat will come up and just start bothering me, and the other cat will watch from across the room. Like, is it working? Do I need to intervene? Will it be food time soon?
Roll over the keyboard.
I don't think Rook.
Big Cheshire cat.
Have been trained to not roll over the keyboard.
Skip Cat's been doing it more and more.
Uh-oh.
I think my brain's spiraling down. So how are you doing, Druid?
Uh.
I think I can probably do one more. It is 2 o'clock.
I'm good to stop whenever. This is
I'm getting really sketchy.
Yeah. And I can't tell if what I'm drawing is getting worse or better. Conceptually, it is maybe terrifying. Maybe it's the best thing I've drawn today. I'm not sure anymore.
17. Let's see what a 17 gets me.
It's only 17s today. That's like what one? Third.
Yeah, I think rolling 2d20s has a very high chance of being about 17. Which is a little weird.
The average should be like 21.
Yeah, I guess so. 'Cause she's 2 to 40, right? But like, yeah, I guess you're right. It should be 21.
Mathematical at least, but we know that doesn't go into real life that well. It's not in my case.
Satyr woman that is an alcoholic, unarmored battlemaster fighter. Okay.
That's not my character.
Alcoholic, unarmed, battlemaster fighter in light armor. All right.
Alright, and then my last one is 9.
Air Genasi Drake Warden Ranger, wearing leather armor and holding a dragon tooth, with a pet and mouse on his shoulder.
Air Genasi.
Oh.
Air Genasi Drake Warden.
Was that Jonas?
I think they might have the street urchin background because that background gives you a pet mouse.
Nice.
Oh.
Cat's 20-year-old and sounds like he's a chain smoker when he begs for food. Yeah, Skip Cat's getting there. He's 16 now and he's just... He has days when he squeaks. Oops, I forgot what mine was. Oh, barmaid.
Yep, I remembered it correctly.
Haven't had my Drake boy. I can't wait. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate that.
Drake Warden is Ranger Drake Warden. That's one I'm not super familiar with.
It's imagine Beastmaster, but you have a dragon pet.
Yeah, you get a tiny dragon. I forgot what race this was supposed to be. Shoot.
A pet Drake and a pet mouse?
What did I say?
So many pets. Isn't that against the rules?
No.
Technically.
I don't know.
Druid doesn't have to draw the mouse.
But yeah, I checked. Ironically, a pet mouse is a part of the equipment you get as an urchin.
Funny.
I don't know. I randomly remembered that for some reason. So.
Drakes always claim to be dragons until the dragons show up. That's a magic card. Oh, this is a satyr. It's a satyr. Jump Rope has a Drake deck. Drakes are great. I did some tokens for them in the past. Meow. You know what? Let me go feed this cat. Pixel, stop chewing on your leg. Stop it. Hey. Knock it off.
Did the bath not help that?
Apparently not. Or he went outside yesterday. I think he's allergic to something. So I might just have to keep him inside. Give me a second. Be right back. Come on, cats. Yeah, come on. Yeah, the Cat King demands food.
What?
The Cat King commands food. Skip Cat commands.
I don't know, for some reason, for a moment there, I couldn't comprehend what left your mouth there.
What words did you just say?
Yeah, I was like, what? It just didn't register for some reason.
It wasn't just you. I didn't quite pick up on it either.
I was eating a granola bar, so it's probably my fault.
You know, fair enough. The consumption of food overtakes understanding and comprehension. I really hate mosquitoes.
You really hate most pizzas?
Mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah. You can see that.
Sorry. I think it's the painkillers and the lateness of the times.
Yeah. Maybe all of our brains are dying.
That's one. It's like I had a brain cell reducing aura that even affects me.
At least air genocides are now more human looking. They often have crystals growing from their scalps rather than hair.
Air genocides?
Ooh, interesting. I like earth genocides with the crystals in their heads.
Yeah, I usually give air genocides loud hair, as I am currently doing.
I like just wispy. I like long wispy hair. That's what I usually do. Big earrings. If you're a barmaid, you gotta have big earrings. It's part of the rule.
I also go really big on air genasi ears.
I go real poof here. It said leather armor, and they gave them like the barmaid cotton shirt thing.
I thought the leather armor was for my prompt.
Oh no, I think that's for mine. Let me check. Alcoholic, unarmed, battle master fighter, and light armor.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yours might also have light armor. I don't know. I lost it. I have no idea. Drake Warden wearing leather armor. Yeah, both of them are wearing armor. You're right.
The curse spreads.
It's lunchtime.
It's past midnight for me.
What's that?
I realize it's past midnight for me. As you said,
Yeah, go to bed.
No.
You
I
should.
must kill all the mosquitoes.
Yeah, you should sign off and go to bed. You don't have to stick around until the end of the stream.
I want to see the end of the stream. It's been a while since I saw it.
Fair.
I think.
Well, take care of yourself.
You know, fair point. Probably should do that more often.
We shouldn't be too much longer, though, right?
Nah. I'm gonna try to get some satyr for like thirst trap in here, and then probably call it. You know, for the booze.
You know, that's fair. Don't personally drink, but you know. I've been just converting random items from like video games into D&D.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. I love doing that.
I gave my party members. They're pretty big Lord of the Rings nerds, so I gave them the One Ring as an item. That I thought would be really funny. It's basically just a ring of invisibility, but every time you put it on, it gains a charge, and then you have to make a DC 10 plus the number of charges, or you just hide. You're just like, I have the ring on, no one can take it from me. And so we're gonna see how that goes.
It's mine.
My precious. Druid is the judge. Looking like cloud giants without fangs. Hair, depending on your source. Mordecai says wispy strands. Elemental Evil says that it's also often crystals grown from their scalps. Interesting.
Very interesting. In Pathfinder, there was it's a Oreads, not like elemental genasies, right? So that like Oreads are specifically Oread translates to Earth Genasi, but Oreads had in Pathfinder a race specific item that you could do a medicine check, I think, to implant specific crystals into your skin, and they would grow.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it was a thing where you didn't like have crystal hair, but you could like grow crystal tattoos. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was released like. No, I think it was like inspired by the Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun, the people that had Tiberium growing in them. I don't know. Is that too deep a video game pull for people?
I didn't get it. I didn't play Command Conquer though.
I got it.
I played way too much of that game.
I'm sure I did actually play it, but I did not pay attention to it.
No, kind of sounds typical of you. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I am not interested in lore. I'm all mechanics.
I think that's very fair.
Yeah, I agree.
I do think it's interesting. Like, my channel is essentially just D&D themed. Like, it just is. That's just mostly what my channel is. That's all of my channel. But like, the thing I'm really interested in is basically game design in general. And D&D is just a really easy medium to homebrew in. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I don't know how I would sway that to be more just game design oriented without just, making my game. But I could do that. Maybe that'll happen one day.
Yeah, 5e, real homebrewable.
Well, 5e it's almost required.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, depending on what you're playing, but yeah.
Which I think isn't bad. Like, I mean, the game is designed for it. And I think it's one of the reasons people enjoy it so much, because it's easy to jump into, and then they can just it's very easy for them to make it what they want. So you have a lot of people that are very happy with it.
It reminds me, you remember my friend Kara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He read the DMG recently, and it's like, it's just suggestions. There's no rules here.
Yep.
It's essentially just make it the fuck up, and I'm like,
yeah. Yep. One of my friend who got me into DMing, his advice to me was, it doesn't matter if you know all the rules. It helps, but as long as you're confident and the players are happy with it, roll with it. I was just like, all right. So, the character you're drawing reminds me of a character I haven't played yet, the Centaur Drunken Master Monk. Fists of the hooving flies over here. Fists and hooves flying over. That'd be funny. Polar Bear was still one of my favorite. Polar Bear Monk. Good times.
The Fez?
Yep, the Fez.
You used to draw that character a lot. Okay.
He's real easy to draw. You just do this. Just draw like a wobbly beer bottle. And give him bear ears.
What a stream to catch up with. Kind of like a pear.
Mm-hmm.
A pear bear. Why is it so hard to say? Pear bear.
Better than the usual, where you start out with a penis. Everything starts as a dog.
Did you watch the Z Frank's True Facts About Sharks?
No.
You should check it out. The end of it, there's a song that he's singing during the credits that's like, if you look hard enough, in nature, if you look hard enough, everything is a penis. Or like, penises are everywhere. You just have to look hard enough. I thought it was pretty funny. I was gonna send it to you, but I'm like, Jared will probably watch this, and then I'll talk to him about it.
I mean, that was a fair assumption to make. I don't think it's showed up in my feed yet.
It came out like 2 days ago, so.
Now maybe I missed it.
Gonna make her have like a jug. Sea Frank is great. Yeah, I really like Sea Frank. Sea Frank and Sea Bashu. Those are the good Z people.
Yeah, I watched Zbashu's video that came out yesterday.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
Why we call the old guard, or we refer to them as I forget it. It's like talking about a semi-derogatory term.
Oh.
For the players who just like to complain.
Gotcha.
I love complaining.
I mean, me too. It's also not a term that I had ever heard before.
Is it the broken out video?
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't watched it yet.
I remember one time when I was working in the kitchen, I was just complaining, like I just was. And the front of house manager came back and started like, "Man, I'm so sick of you guys complaining all the time." Blah 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 blah. I was like, "What's up?" And I was just like, "I don't know, I'm just complaining." Makes the day go better. That's it. Okay, there's nothing we can do about it, so I complain. Feels good. It feels good to complain. How about an alchemist flask on her back with a tap for easy pouring? Do that. Beer mug of infinite foam.
It's just nothing else.
False front. I hate to spoil your parade. We're about to end. We're right about to end. So
yeah.
If you'd like to take that female noble frost sorcerer with war paint and put it on next week's, that is a thing you can do. I'll post that on Monday. But yeah, we're just about to wrap up, so I do apologize for that. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by, though. I do appreciate it. And that does sound like a fun character to draw, so I hope you do post it, and hopefully we draw it next week.
I'm actually
for those of you
honestly surprised I got as much of this Air Genasi done as quickly as I did. I thought we would have wrapped up.
I got tricked into drawing a satyr girl, which is I like doing, so my brain do function a little better when it's something I'm familiar with.
Fair.
So.
Yes.
Yep. But yeah, for everybody, if you didn't get your stuff drawn today, I do apologize that we didn't have time. Feel free to repost it next week, and we will keep it on. I will not be posting a short. I think the YouTube short's kind of pulling a lot of people. Tricked, yes. The YouTube short pulling a lot of people. So next week we won't be doing that. It'll just be in the chat. So if you do want to see that, make sure you check the community post next week, or you can just pop up in the stream and add it next week. That's totally fine as well. Endurance has its limits. Light up the grill today. I might make some barbecue chicken today. That sounds really good. So Oh, look at that lazy cat. It's hanging out on the couch. I think I'm going to go join him. Take a break. Get some more work done. I didn't get a video out this week, and I'm very bummed about it. But I constantly over-promise myself and then have to do, like, doctor stuff. So, hopefully I will get a whole bunch of videos started, because I really want to make more videos. I haven't been doing that in a relatively easy amount of time. So, I have the art done for one. Hopefully we'll start the art for next week. I believe I have a commission lined up. Commissions are open. If you are interested, let me know. And we'll go from there. Thanks everybody again for hanging out. See if anybody else is around online. Maybe we'll go check out some other people. Let's see who's on. Dark Horse Workshop? Looks like they're making armor. If you want to check that out. Could do that.
That sounds pretty
cool. I have
cool.
no idea who that is. It's just someone I'm subscribed to, so let's go do that. Thanks again. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. I will put all of these on the Discord so people can use those for your home games, your character sheets, whatever you're doing.
Mine too.
All those of you that are YouTube members or supporting the channel or gifted today, I do appreciate that. It helps keep the channel going. The Patreon is still up if people would like to do that. We should have some new stuff coming out next month, I believe. Yeah, open here. Thank you. I appreciate that. As well as if you did get the YouTube membership, but you haven't gotten the Discord link to get rewards there, let me know. We have a whole bunch of fun little tokens and stuff, and I'll post a lot of them into the YouTube memberships tab, so you can get those there. I will be posting I made a floor tile set yesterday that I'll probably be posting there here in the next day or two. So other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We'll catch y'all next week. Bye everyone.
Bye.